Sí, uno, dos, tres, sí.
Armando, you're really
You're
low.
really low.
Armando, you're really low. Really, really low. So. beautiful scenic view of the San Diego coastline, where tonight, from the 4 Points Sheraton in San Diego, we have 6 action-packed bouts for you to watch. Live boxing coming up your way. Hello, everybody. This is Marcos Villegas, and welcome to this Friday night Fight Night edition of the Best in Boxing here on Fight Up TV. I'm being joined with my co-host, Mr. Chris Martin, as tonight in our main event, we will see Kevin Torres take on Andrew Rodgers, and in a special attraction, we're going to see RICARDO VALDOVINOS take on Giovanni Gonzalez. Now, Chris, our main event, Kevin Torres looking to build momentum in his career for more higher level matchups, higher level competition. What do you make of his test here tonight against Andrew Rodgers?
I think it's a very good test, Marcos. Rodgers is more of a boxer, and typically Kevin Torres sees a lot of Mexican fighters coming right up, and him being the aggressor, guys sitting right in front of him. Rodgers tonight will not sit in front of him. He's going to box him tonight.
It's a difficult style matchup for Kevin Torres. Hey, this is live, guys. We never know what's going to happen here tonight. We're going to see how he handles the defensive style of Andrew Rodgers. And our special attraction here tonight, Giovanni Gonzalez taking on RICARDO VALDOVINOS, excuse me. One guy moving up in weight, one guy coming down in weight, Chris. Who has the advantage in a matchup like that?
Well, it depends, Marcos. I'm excited about this fight more than anything. The co-main event, VALDOVINOS coming down 135 pounds for the first time in his career. Did he make the weight properly? Giovanni coming up, did he make the weight properly? Is he going to have the power to stand there with VALDOVINOS? That's a very interesting matchup.
You being a former fighter, Chris, who usually has the advantage in something like that?
It's kind of hard to say. I would want to say that the bigger man in VALDOVINOS has the advantage, but we're going to find out in the very first round, and from then on, the pace is going to be dictated by either the bigger man or did he have trouble making weight. We're going to find out.
Before we get to those 2 main event matchups, we have 4 more fights coming your way. So with that being said, let's get the action started. Let's take it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, to get the action underway. Jesus fucking Christ.
And ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to another night of prize boxing. Brought to you by Bobby D presents Borizteca Boxing Promotions in association with San Diego House of Boxing and San Diego's Massey Ford dealer. We're live from the 4 Points Sheraton from sunny SoCal, San Diego, California, USA. This bout is set for 4 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Commissioner John Carvelli, Executive Officer Andy Foster, Supervisor in ringside Brian Morris, Physicians in ringside Doctors Brad Schwartz and Barry Gamboa. In front of the time, Mike Millsap. Your 3 judges scoring this bout: Pat Russell, Alejandro Rochin, and Jose Cobian. Your referee in charge from Puerto Rico, Angel Mendez. Introducing to you first the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears black and red. He officially weighs in at 135 pounds. He holds 28 professional bouts, hailing out of San Luis Rio Colorado, Sonora, Mexico. EDGAR Iván Garcia. And his opponent across the ring in the red corner, wearing black, white, and black. He officially weighs in the same 135 pounds, making tonight his pro debut. Hailing from San Diego, California, USA, the Fresh Prince, James Earl. And now to give out the final instructions, your referee, Angel Mendez. 4 rounds.
In the lightweight division, 4 rounds for you. James Earl making his pro debut out of San Diego, California, taking on Edgar Ivan Garcia. Being joined by my co-host, Chris Martin, as well as Kevin Otley joining us here tonight.
Hello, hello.
Thank you guys for being here with us as we begin the action right away here, round number 1. James Earl in the white trunks, popping that jab, going up against Edgar Ivan Garcia in the black trunks. Oh, big right hand there by Garcia. It's a good start so far for Garcia. As Earl popping that jab once more is Earl. 1-2 there. Garcia smiles at him. Garcia with a record of 7-20-1. He's had a lot of fights. See if Earl will be successful in his pro debut to handle all the pro experience that Garcia has. Good inside fighting here from Garcia.
Yeah, Marcos, I always say that even though despite the losses, you know, Garcia seems a little bit like well-schooled, you know, gonna give him a hard time for his very pro fight for Earl.
A very effective jab from James Earl so far in this round number 1, dictating the fight overall with it. Kevin Otley, you're from the San Diego era. You've seen James in the gym?
You know what? I haven't had the opportunity to come across James personally as of yet, but I've heard nothing but great things from him. And obviously, we know that he's training with Vince Para, which is also Maurice Hooker's trainer. And I guess he's on, in good hands. So I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing a lot of good things from him.
He needs to be careful not to get countered there, Chris. He just ate a big hook there from Garcia.
Yeah, but he also delivered a very good shot to the body, which I was going to mention. But you're right, he did get hit with a little hook. I don't think it was anything that was too bothersome.
Very composed for his first fight. This James Earl. Usually guys are a little bit overexcited, throwing wild punches. Not so much for the young Earl here. Come to 1 minute left in this opening round. Earl in control. Very workman-like jab to start off this first round. Misses that punch right there as the crowd gets in on, gets tagged there, does Earl. Has a good poker face.
And like I mentioned, Garcia's game. He's right there. He is game.
One thing that I like that I'm seeing from James so far is that in his first fight, it looks like he's wants to get a little bit of experience. He's not in there with a guy that is of his caliber as of right now, as what we can see. But he's just taking his time, and that's what we need. We need guys that want to actually learn the sport. And you got to be in the ring, and getting rounds to actually learn the sport. So I like what I'm seeing so far.
The crowd appreciating the work of both Edgar Garcia and James Earl. If you're in James Earl's corner, Kevin, you got to give him a pat on the back. That was a good first round from him, and a very active jab from him in that round.
Yeah, 110%. And like I said, I think that maybe his game plan is honestly not even to knock this guy out. I think it's to just get experience. This is his first fight. He got a long road to go, and he got a lot of things to learn. So he actually needs that in-ring experience. James does. So I think they are definitely happy with him.
Chris, what'd you make of the first round and what James showed here?
Very good first round by James. He was boxing behind the jab, pressured when he had to. Like I mentioned, though, Garcia is game, man. He's going to give this guy rounds. But very dominant round for James Earl in that first round.
Round number 2 here at the 4 Point Sheridan in San Diego, California. We're seeing James Earl and his second pro fight, landing a big shot there on Edgar Garcia. Garcia got a chin, though. He's able to take these punches so far with very little effect, as both fighters are exchanging in the pockets right now.
Great
Earl
shots to the body. Great shots to the body.
Shots. As Earl continues to be the fighter that presses forward, pressuring Edgar Ivan Garcia. Good 1-2 there from him. Follows it up with a hook. Garcia starting to wilt a little bit from these well-placed punches from Earl. Digs at the body, goes to the head, digs at the body again. Does Earl, shows good defense, blocking the punches from Ivan Garcia. Both fighters exchanging here. The crowd responding to the action that we're seeing. If you're Edgar Garcia, this is the type of fight that you're going to want to have. You know the guy's a better boxer than you. You're going to want to exchange in the pocket and make it rough, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. That's his only chance, is to make it rough, come forward fight. If Earl has the distance, Earl's going to pick him apart. But right now, Garcia's making it a fight, making it interesting too.
Earl has shown a lot of great things. Obviously, we're not going to be able to see his whole repertoire in this first fight. We don't have any other content to go off of for him right now, but he's showing poise. And for me, I think that's the number one thing when you talk about a professional fighter, professional boxer at that, is your poise. And he's shown a lot of poise in this fight. He's picking his shots, and he's just doing what he wants to do, you know. So, you know, I think his development is just going to be amazing in fights going forward.
To his credit, Garcia is able to land punches, but they just don't have the same amount of power as Earl's punches are. But he is able to land there, and it has countered really well so far.
I think James Earl is blocking a lot of those shots, those overhand rights that Garcia's throwing. But he's looking good right now.
Stiff jab to the body there from Earl. Garcia with his mouth open, eats another punch at the top of the head and follows it up with a 1-2. Earl's been in control of this fight from the beginning.
Yeah, at this point, Garcia is just extremely frustrated. He's like, I don't know how to really touch this guy. He's only had success in these types of exchanges.
There we go, he's touching him right now.
That's true, exactly.
This is his chance right here as the crowd likes what they're seeing. Both fighters exchanging on the inside. Great finish to round number 2. So we're looking at the corner of James Earl making his pro debut. And his opponent, Edgar Ivan Garcia, who's been trying when he can to make it into a dogfight and has had some success, Chris, with the counter punches that he's landed.
He has, you know, especially those looping overhand rights, you know, something that you don't really prepare for in the gym, or it's kind of hard to see too with the smaller gloves. But Earl's handling it good. You know, he's picking apart Garcia. I think if he goes to the body a little bit more, I think he can get him out of there. But that's what he needs to do. And I believe in his corner, he has that experience. And that's probably what they're telling him. Go to that body.
You know, what's impressing me so far, Kevin, is for his pro debut, he's not fighting like it is his pro debut. He's fighting very maturely, very composed.
Yeah, 110%. That's what I was saying. Like, his poise to me is sticking out more than anything right now. You could, you know, every fighter is going to need development at the professional level. So, you know, as long as they can understand what they're doing in the ring, which equals poise or composure, then, you know, they could develop, you know, and that's what he's showing. So,
as the two fighters exchange now, Garcia's been the one bringing the fight to Earl at points in this bout. Oh, big overhand right there from Garcia.
Right. Yeah, Garcia's not going out without a fight.
It's been an entertaining fight thus far here to kick things off. Over here at Best in Boxing on Fight Up TV. 5 more bouts headed your way with Kevin Torres taking on Andrew Rodgers in our main event. And in a special attraction, RICARDO VALDOVINOS taking on Giovanni Gonzalez coming later tonight here from the 4-point Sheridan as Garcia lands another big overhand right, but he's breathing really heavy now, Chris. That body work affecting him from Earl.
He is landing, but they're far and few between, Marcos. I think James Earl is definitely doing the better work in all 3 rounds. Right now, he's actually digging to the body pretty good, and that's what he needs to do. You know, it seems as Garcia has a tough chin, that body looks softer.
Both fighters willing to exchange on the inside. Earl being very smart there, landing his punches and taking a half step back to avoid the response from Garcia. Just winged a punch there and missed big time. Stop. Fatigue starting to set in for Garcia, has his mouth wide open.
And his mouthpiece almost out, too.
Yeah.
Not a good sign.
Zero has him pinned in this corner here. Just teeing off on him. A lot of these punches, though, being blocked as he eats a punch there in response from Garcia. So we're coming out of the last 30 seconds of this round.
That was a
solid
left
punch
hook.
there landed by Earl, like you mentioned, Chris. Some good back and forth moments from both these guys.
James Earl's doing the exact thing he's supposed to do. He's just putting on the pressure, has a tough guy in Garcia. You know, he's going to give everybody trouble, Garcia is. You know, and Earl's doing the right thing. Just put the pressure, throw punches, stay poised.
It's a good round number 3 in the books. Kevin, 3 rounds in, you got to think Earl is in control in this fight. He's gotten hit, but I feel overall he's landed the effective punches.
Yeah, absolutely. No question about it. But I just want to point out, just that last round, I think, a little bit of fatigue coming out of Earl. So I'm going to be interested how he closes this last round out.
Kevin, what do you want to see more of James so far?
I believe he's doing everything he's supposed to. Marcos, I think I would like to see a little bit more body shots. He did throw a few of them. I saw him hurt Garcia a couple times with the body shots. But if he goes in there and digs a little bit more, he's going to be more effective.
I also want to add to that, too. Okay, you see.
Ladies and gentlemen, San Diego Masi 4%.
If in that exchange right there, I would like to see James throw a little bit more combinations. I think that he is a type of fighter that is very technical, and sometimes the biggest obstacle for technical fighters is actually throwing combinations. So I would like to see a little bit more combinations coming out of James.
In the last round here, James Earl looking for his first career win. Has a stern test, though, and Edgar Ivan Garcia, who's been game, though he's been outworked, outlanded in this bout. He has landed his own punches, but it hasn't been enough so far to keep Earl off of him. Good work here from Earl. Crowd loving what they're seeing here. Good action. Earl just digging in those guts. Garcia smiling. And it's always when you smile is when you acknowledge that your opponent got a good punch on you.
Yeah, sometimes it's just that. May not have hurt, but you acknowledge, he got me.
You can hear those punches here from ringside.
Big
Earl's
punch.
just digging into that body.
Caught with a big left hook just now. Just a short one in the middle.
Yeah, he's
There you go, but Garcia responds, though.
First win, first stoppage.
Yeah, he really wants that stoppage. Non-stop punches now from Earl.
And Garcia doesn't want to give it to him.
Yeah, he's picking up that work rate.
Oh, boy.
Not as much power as we saw in maybe the first or second round now from Earl. Maybe fatigue setting in just a little bit for him as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that's as much.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, down goes Garcia. Well-placed shot there from James Earl.
5, 6, 7.
Beautiful hook to the body.
Oh, boy, I thought it was a low blow for a second, but okay.
It was right on the money.
Right on it.
Let's see if Earl now can go for the kill. Get his first career win here. His pro debut. He wants the knockout. Both guys duking it out here. Great action so far at the 4-point Sheridan as Earl looking to close out the show. Has Garcia where he wants him.
Oh my God.
Wilting, non-stop punches. Garcia's corner is telling him to move as Earl continues his onslaught.
Man, I tell you what, though, Earl's hands, his knuckles are going to be throbbing after this fight. As many times he's hitting this guy on the skull, I know his hands are going to be.
Look at Garcia taking a deep breath here, knowing that he only has 12 seconds left in this round.
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Let's see if he can make it through. Earl continuing the pressure. Garcia responding. Excellent fight here to kick off things on Fight Hub. James Earl, Edgar Ivan Garcia going toe-to-toe there at the very end. What a fight.
Wow.
Just the kind of fight that you want as a management team for your young fighter.
Absolutely.
He toughed it out. Every single second of this fight, he toughed it out. Garcia was game. He didn't just come here to fold, turn his back, nothing. He was here to fight, Garcia.
Yeah, for a first fight, I think that was amazing for James because he had to tough it out as well, you know. And Garcia did not stop. He continued to come forward, and he actually hit James with a couple big shots.
Yeah, very far and few between, but he did hit him. Didn't win any rounds, but that's exactly the type of work that you want as a young prospect, James Earl. Pretty sure 4-0.
Yeah, tough assignment for your first fight as we take a look at the first knockdown that happened here here. Well, we saw part of it. We didn't get the actual knockdown as we see Garcia on a knee, taking a deep breath. See if we can get a different angle of that. So we see what we should think is a victorious James Earl. He tried to get a stoppage win here in his first fight, but overall very solid performance from him.
Yeah, I would say for a first out in a very professional debut, I think that was an amazing outing. He did a great job. There was a couple things he could have worked on. I think he dropped his left hand a little bit too much. And that was the reason he got caught with those overhand rights. But other than that, his poise, his jab, he did a good job.
And ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we now go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have the same scores. Pat Russell, Alejandro Rochin, and Jose Cobian, 40-35. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, from San Diego, California, USA, James, the French Prince, Earl.
He's not from West Philadelphia, but he's from San Diego, and he looked pretty fresh
and also
in his
round
debut.
Of applause for Edgar Ivan Garcia.
There's Pablo Flores there, making it official. James Earl getting the first pro win of his career, winning via unanimous decision, 40-35 on all 3 judges' scorecards. Has a bright future ahead of him as he put on a solid performance here tonight at the 4 Points Sheraton here in San Diego, California.
Well said with the
as we get now geared up for the next fight that's set to come our way in a few minutes. Darnell Price of San Diego, California, making his pro debut. Got cruiserweights on deck as he takes on Nicholas Gay of Houston, Texas, who only has 1 pro fight on his record. He's 0-1, looking to get a win on his record, 4 rounds in the cruiserweight division. As Darnell Price stepped on the scales yesterday. Let's take a look. We see the scenes from yesterday at the weigh-ins here in San Diego. Darnell Price stepping on the scale, making weight. His opponent, Nicholas Gay. Making weight as well. Well, Kevin, what are you expecting from this fight?
I mean, 2 cruiserweights.
Big boys.
Big guys. I mean, I will tell you what I would like to see. I'd like to see a knockout, but You know, once again, Darnell is another fighter underneath the power umbrella, who's Maurice's coach once again, Maurice Hooker, for those who don't know. Anyhow, you know, so he's in good hands, and I would like to see the same type of poise that James just brought into the ring with a little more thunder, you know, so he's big guys, so they should be throwing big shots.
And Chris, are you familiar at all with Darnell Price, him being from here in San Diego?
I am not, but definitely coming from a good school, like my man Kevin here mentioned earlier from the camp. You know, Vince Parra, former trainer of former world champion Maurice Hooker. So you know he's going to come in here looking good, well schooled, and just going to have a tough test in front of him, you know, for his pro debut.
Now, what are some of the thoughts that go on through your mind, Chris, making your pro debut?
To be honest, it's been so long that I forgot.
Oh, man, you're showing your age, Chris.
13 years, man, 13-year professional. But you know what, man, there's a lot of nerves at the beginning. I recall, you know, people giving you advice, mixed feelings. But the truth is, the only comfort you're going to get is from your corner and the fact of you knowing that you put in the work. You know, did you run in the mornings? Did you do your road work? Did you put in those hard rounds of sparring, quality sparring? It's just that confidence. Is he going to have that confidence? Did he do the work? That's it. That's what I tell everybody. Just do the work. Everything else plays out.
Good take there, Chris. As we await this fight coming up, as we take another look at this matchup. Catching up right now.
Borizteca is a boxing promotional company founded in 2014 in San Diego. Being born in Puerto Rico with a Mexican mother, it just came automatically. Boricua and Azteca put it together, and that's why we call our company Borizteca.
Well, I've been working for Borizteca for the last 4.5 years. I think it's like the most important promoting company binationally speaking. We're in a key point, in a key city such as Tijuana. It's well known worldwide, and we have probably the best fighters.
My experience working with Borizteca has been a very positive experience. Borizteca is a company that was founded and established in Mexico and has a very successful career. And I have had the pleasure to work with Saul Rios, who is the CEO and founder of Borizteca. And now they are ready to bring San Diego boxing nights to the U.S.
We want to do things different from everybody else. We want to showcase young, talented boxers from Mexico in the U.S., and we want to live stream every single fight in every single car around the globe, something that's never been done in the United States.
The advantages for the fighter in terms of expanding their viewership, gaining an audience and a fan base right away versus waiting 15, 16 fights until they get on a Showtime, until they get on an ESPN. They don't have to wait anymore.
We want to come into the U.S. and introduce Borizteca Boxing into the U.S. markets because we want to change the way we showcase our talented boxers.
We are a full-service hotel with 23,000 square feet of meeting space. We have a golf course, full-service restaurant, bars, nightclub, and of course we have room accommodations. We have a friendly staff and we are ready to serve you.
Looks like Borizteca is skyrocketing right now. And we're really excited for doing more shows here in the U.S. This transition has been beyond expectations, and I feel really happy to be part of this team.
Take a live look now at Nicholas Gay, who's about to walk out here at the 4 Points Sheraton in San Diego. Getting ready for his bout against Darnell Price. Interesting music choice for him. I'm with it, though.
I mean, he had the mariachi at his disposal, so.
Why not?
Yeah.
You got to play to the crowd, Marcos.
Yeah, you do. So he takes a knee there in prayer. second pro career fight for Nicholas Gay. So he awaits the arrival of his opponent that will stand in the ring right across from him. There he is, Darnell Price. Hometown kid, San Diego, California. Another pro debut. As we saw earlier, James Earl getting the win on his ledger. So we have a real cameraman right now. Back on the man of the hour, the man whose power we hope to see inside the ring, Darnell Price. Very calming walkout music, Chris.
Yeah, much different.
Yeah, completely different energy.
Much different.
A lover of maybe the fine arts and classical music is Price.
There you go. Whatever puts you in the mood to fight, Marco, is what I say.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
There you go.
Whatever tickles your pickle.
It's a family show, sir. It's a family show.
And ladies and gentlemen, Bobby D presents Borizteca Boxing Promotions in association with San Diego House of Boxing and San Diego Mossy Ford Dealers. Present 4 rounds of boxing in the Cruiserweight Division. 4 rounds de combate en la división de peso crucero. Your 3 judges scoring this bout and ringside. Sus 3 jueces. Ángel Méndez, Alejandro Rochín, and Hall of Famer Judge Pat Russell. And your 3rd man at the bell, el tercero en la superficie, José Cobian. Introducing to you first the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with white trim. He officially weighs in at 200 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo en color azul con blanco, con un peso de 200 libras. He stands 0-1, cuenta con un récord de 0 victorias por 1 derrota. Hailing out of Houston, Texas, Nicholas Gay. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner, wearing red and white, his official weight, 200 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, con pantaloncillo color rojo con blanco, con un peso idéntico de 200 libras. And tonight, making his pro debut in front of his crowd from San Diego, California, Darnell Price! And here is to give out the final instructions, dando las indicaciones finales, su referee, José Cobian. 4 rounds, 4 saltos.
Touch him up and come back with the bell. Good luck.
Here we go, folks. The second fight of the night. Darnell Price taking on Nicholas Gay. Darnell Price. Man, this guy's built like a Mack truck.
Yeah, straight action figure, I'm telling you.
Dang, big guy right here. Let's see if that translates over the ring. More times than not, muscles do not prove that you can fight.
Not necessarily in the sport of boxing.
No, not at all. Take a look at Andy Ruiz taking on Anthony Joshua as we begin round number 1. The cruiserweights in action here. Darnell Price.
Cruiserweights and lightweights.
Not waiting any time to feel it out there. Right, just bull rushes Nicholas Gay. Big hooks there from Darnell Price.
Punch. Break. Step back.
Not too much of an inside game yet from either one, Marcos.
I feel he might be a little over anxious in his pro debut. We saw Earl being a little bit calm, and we see Darnell Price here.
Completely different.
Yeah.
It's the jitters, man. It gets you. You know, everybody acts a little different, but we'll see once he settles down.
That's not until you get hit for the first time that you do settle down, huh?
Yeah, then you think you're like, oh, I could get hurt.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't like that. Right. So we see another clinch here.
I would like to say it's more when you warm up. You know, despite the fact that I'm sure he did warm up in the dressing room, it's not different. It's different, than when you come out here.
I don't know what happened there. If that was a slip, or it's going to be counted as a knockdown. The ref does, in fact, count it as a knockdown. Darnell Price already going up big here in round number 1. Let's see if he can close the show. southpaw position. Looking to land that big lead. Double jab there has Gay backing up a bit. And looking at these guys inside the ring, it's a big height advantage that Darnell Price has. He's going to want to use that along with his reach. So he tries to target the body. Feels that he's a little bit more settled down now, Kevin.
Yeah, I think so. You know, probably with just, you know, a lot of anxiety built up and whatnot, just getting into his first fight and everything like that. So, yeah, he's a little more calm now.
Now, we're seeing a lot of clinches so far in this first round here, Chris, as we see Price rushing in there again. Why are we seeing so many clinches, Chris?
Like Kevin said, I believe it's just the nerves. You know what I mean? It's definitely a new atmosphere. No headgear, smaller gloves, just completely different. So
well, could it be that Price is rushing in a bit?
Oh, absolutely. That's a big part of it, but also that is just the fact that it's kind of new. You're a little bit over anxious. But yeah, he's charging a little bit too much.
As Gay touches the canvas once more, though, it was a result of a clinch. It's getting trying to get away from the bull rushes of Darnell Price. So we come to the end of round number 1, a very active round for Darnell Price, where he scored a knockdown. Not sure if we can get a replay of that knockdown from our boys in the back. So he's up big so far in the first career fight of his beginning steps as a professional. Darnell Price getting instructions there from Vince Parra. As we mentioned, the former trainer of Maurice Hooker, who had a great fight against Jose Ramirez. As we took at the replay, Chris, take us through it.
It was just an accumulation of punches. It wasn't just one shot. And like you mentioned, like it was probably just mainly the charging that Darnell Price was doing.
So we're set to begin round number 2. Darnell Price scoring a knockdown in the first round. Would love to get a knockout in his pro debut. A little bit settled in as Gay here gets rushed by. Price needs to be careful he doesn't fall out of the ring. Chris, if you're Nicholas Gay, giving up the height and the reach, what do you want to be doing here? Oh, big 1-2 there by Darnell Price.
For me, Marcos, I would want to be on the inside, but as far as Gay, he seems like he's more of a boxer. So typically, for boxers, they want to stay on the outside.
Oh, down goes Gay again. It's not going to be ruled a slip. Second knockdown of the fight.
Actually, you know, I think Price actually caught him with a quick body shot, to be quite honest.
2 knockdowns so far in the fight from Darnell Price. So the crowd's imploring him to work his jab. He's obliging to do so. I've never seen that before. Do you ever listen to the crowd, Chris? When they're yelling instructions at you?
Probably not.
No?
Doesn't seem like they're...
Oh, good 1-2 there by Nicholas Gay. Got the attention of Darnell Price. And all Gay can do is just hold on when these Price bull rushes come towards to him. Thinking the only thing he can do, Kevin, is maybe take a lateral step to the left or the right, to kind of spin out and avoid it.
Exactly, and earlier when we were talking about the clinches, I'm thinking, like, honestly, that's a defensive move, you know, for what Darnell is actually doing, you know. You find a bull charging into, you might, you know, try to do the same thing or get out the way.
Yeah, step over, maybe sneak in an uppercut to the body or to the head. kind of move out is. Gay seems to be settling in a little bit in this fight now, trying to get Price to fight at his rhythm, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of a herky-jerky thing here with Price.
Yeah,
he'll settle and then he'll rush.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think Gay has gained like more confidence, but I don't think he's found the answer to that, you know, like just.
Ooh, down goes Gay again.
Got clipped on the back of the head actually by
But
Price.
in the clinch, I'm surprised the referee didn't warn him for, that looked like it was a punch from back of the rabbit punch.
Absolutely.
So we come to the close of round number 2. So far, Chris, we've seen a lot of power from Darnell Price. He wants to get the knockout, but it's been a little bit difficult. He hasn't really settled into the fight.
Gay's not making it easy. You know, he's got a very ugly style, to say the least. You know, not a very good boxing style, making it difficult for Price.
So look at the corner of Nicholas Gay, getting instructions from his corner. It's a packed house here at the 4 Point Sheraton, San Diego, California. We're coming live your way here on Fight Up TV. This is Marcos Villegas. On the call with Chris Martin and Kevin Otley. You're seeing right now 2 cruiserweights in action. As Gay's quick to clinch up, try to land some punches to the body of Darnell Price. Switch to a southpaw stance there. Might be wanting to give Price a different look. Let me tell you folks, being here ringside, when you see these Price rushes, they're a scary thing as Gay throws a wide haymaker, misses, but you always got to be careful there. One can't connect and put out your lights. Sensing that Gay wants to keep his distance and box, but see when he gets this rush there, he's not putting anything in front of Darnell Price, Kevin, to make him second guess those rushes as down goes Gay again.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd knockdown of the fight. I'm not happy about that.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason he beat the count just nice.
Hey, but you got to give Nicholas Gay credit. He's in there, he's fighting, showing a ton of heart, doing what most people probably wouldn't do. So you got to give him credit. He's in there and he's fighting his ass off. Midway through round number 3 now. Price slowing down a little bit, doing some, good response there from Nicholas Gay. None of those punches connected, but you just got to put something in front of them, of your opponent, to make them second guess them rushing in. A little bit of wrestling here, huh, Chris?
Yeah, Gay doesn't seem too much of a well-schooled boxer.
Oh, down goes Gay again. It's being ruled as a slip.
The crowd getting antsy now, Marco.
Yeah, I sense that as well, Chris. They're yelling that Gay is running, but doesn't have the tools to pretty much counter the rushes of Darnell Price here. Just doesn't have any power behind his punches to make Price double think what he's doing as we come down to the end of round number 3. Oh, Kevin, this being Darnell Price's first fight, what do you think he'll learn from this?
I think when he goes back and reviews the tapes, I think he's obviously going to have to see that, you know, he was charging, you know, for a large amount of the fight. And in boxing, you want to do more baiting than charging, you know, because, you know, your opponent's going to see that coming a mile away if you just go, you know, full into a shot, you know. So you gotta bait your man. So, you know, I would like to see that coming from him for his next fight, you know, to kind of just throw a jab out there here and there, you know, bait his man, get him to cover up, and then go in, not just go in all at once, you know.
Yeah, I think the best thing that he's going to see from watching the tape, Kevin, like you're saying, is the fact that he's bull rushing, something that he shouldn't do.
Nah, he's built like bricks, like literally.
Yeah, those are 30 shots, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a little takedown almost. And not only is Gay frustrating the crowd, I think he's frustrating his opponent and the ref as well. Yeah, but if you're a well-schooled boxer, you turn him, you counter, turn him again. But Gay's unable to do that. And he's just going to survive, Marcos. That's what's going on right now. I'll say it again, making the crowd feel a little restless.
We can't blame the guy. Not like he wants to. No one wants to get knocked out, you know?
Absolutely. Nobody wants to get hit.
It's going to last 10 seconds of this round 4. Darnell Price scoring multiple knockdowns in his pro debut here. Without a doubt, he's going to get the win, but you see Darnell Price, Kevin, frustrated as well as the crowd as to how this fight played out.
Yeah, extremely. He wanted he was expecting a bigger fight than that. It was obvious to see. You know, if Gay would have definitely just gone in and just fought, then I think we would have seen a little bit more action. But nonetheless, I'm sure he's completely happy with a win.
Kevin, take us through this knockdown here. What are we seeing?
Yeah, we see, you know, we see Darnell just coming in and hit him with it looks like a decent jab, and then kind of follow with a right to the body-ish. But at the end of the day, I think it was overall just fatigue on Nicholas's end, Nicholas Gay.
So, as we now await the official decision, obviously it's going to be Darnell Price because he scored the multiple knockdowns, but
Yeah.
that has to be made official. Let's go ahead and take it up to Pablo Flores. Let's hear the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds, we now have the judges' scorecards. Después de 4 rounds de combate, nos vamos con las tarjetas de los jueces. Los 3 jueces, all 3 judges, Pat Russell, Alejandro Rochin, and Ángel Méndez have the same scores of 40-32. Coinciden en números 40-32. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision. Su ganador por la vía de la decisión unánime. From San Diego, California, Darnell Price. And also big round of applause for his opponent from Houston, Texas, Nicholas Gay.
We see a victorious Darnell Price getting the first official win of his pro career. Certainly learned a lot from this experience. It's logged into his memory bank now and is going to use it to further his memory. So you see the knockdown here from the 3rd round. Can't really see much there. You've seen Gay touch the canvas. So we await now the 3rd fight of the night. Gonna bump up the rounds here as we await a welterweight matchup on deck now for you guys. Adrian Gutierrez will take on Carlos Huerta. Gutierrez.
Los pies, Oscar. 146 and a half. 46 and a half. Carlos Huerta, hold on 1 second.
I can let you wear this sweater
tomorrow. Darnell Price, Nicholas Gay. Ready? 146 and a half.
Can we get a little, just a 3/4 turn facing the camera?
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. You know, people just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
makes his way over here. And there is his opponent, Adrian Gutierrez of San Diego, California. The undefeated San Diego native sports a record of 9-0-1, has 4 knockouts to his credit. So he gets a loud response from the crowd here. Looking to put on a smooth performance as he walks out to smooth operator. Maybe a little bit of a nod to ravishing Rick Rude for you pro wrestling fans. Almost trips over there from the camera guy. Oh, man.
Like camera guy, get out the way.
What a disaster that would have been if you fell, right?
Extremely.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby D presents Borizteca Boxing Promotions in association with San Diego House of Boxing and San Diego's Mossy Ford dealer. Present 6 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Damas y caballeros, 6 rounds de combate en la división de peso welter. Your 3 judges scoring. Sus 3 jueces, Pat Russell, Alejandro Rochín, and José Cobian. And your referee in charge of the action, su referee para este combate, Ángel Méndez. Introducing to you first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears the Mexican colors, green, white, and red. He officially weighs in at 147 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo los colores mexicanos verde, blanco y rojo, con un peso de 147 libras. He stands with 6 victories, 3 defeats, 2 draws, and 3 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 6 victorias, 3 derrotas, 2 empates y 3 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representing Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, Carlos Huerta! And his opponent across the ring in the red corner, wearing yellow and black. He officially weighs in the same 147 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja con pantaloncillo y color amarillo con negro, con un peso idéntico de 147 libras. He stands undefeated with 9 victories, no losses, 1 draw, and 4 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 9 victorias, 0 derrotas, 1 empate y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. From San Diego, California, USA, ADRIAN GUTIERREZ. And to give out the final instructions, your referee, para dar las indicaciones finales, Ángel Méndez. 6 rounds, 6 asaltos.
Gentlemen, you were given the instructions at the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Caballeros, se le dieron las instrucciones en el camerino. Sigan las instrucciones, protéjanse a todo momento. Muy buena suerte a los dos. Good luck to you both. Touch him up.
All right, folks, as we gear up for this welterweight clash, 6 rounds between Adrian Gutierrez and Carlos Huerta. Both very similar record-wise in terms of total fights. Gutierrez, the undefeated fighter, looking for the 10th professional win of his career. As we start off now, round number 1. Huerta coming forward. He is in the white trunks with red trim. Gutierrez in the yellow trunks with black trim. Gutierrez, the hometown kid.
Gutierrez, well known. His dad being a former boxer as well. Well known, actually almost made the Olympics, Olympic team. You know, he came up under good training, and I've sparred him on a number of occasions, and he's actually a really good boxer. A little awkward, which, you know, a lot of times it's hard to figure out, but I'm expecting him to look really good tonight.
Both guys have looked really good so far. Not much of a feeling out process from Huerta. Huerta throwing heavy leather here.
Yeah, Huerta came out a little aggressive.
Gets clipped there with the hook.
I know that Adrian Gutierrez hits hard, so I think that kind of calmed Huerta down right away. You know, and maybe we'll see more of a boxing match now.
Good right hand there from Gutierrez just now. As he presses forward. Seems to be a cut on the eye of Huerta.
Yes.
Oh, that's not good for him already in the first round.
Once again, Marcos, is the fact that Adrian Gutierrez hits hard. Those are thudding shots. We've seen him fight before here under the Borizteca banner, and he hits hard. You know, you land those shots, they're going to cut.
It actually looks like it's kind of like on the top portion of the nose.
So it's not a cut that would worry you too much in a fight, would it, Kevin, or is that something that you would be concerned about?
I mean, any cut has the potential to, you know, turn out and end the fight. So I still would definitely be cautious of this particular cut. It's a different type of cut, but it's not flowing as of yet. So, I mean, it's definitely, you know, I think if the cut man hops on it pretty early, I don't think it should be much of a problem, but it's definitely a weird type of cut.
Jab there from Gutierrez, attempting to open up the gash a bit more on Huerta, looking to stop the show here. It's been Gutierrez, the one that's been coming forward, as Huerta on the back foot for most of the round. Huerta now attempts to come forward. Both fighters exchanging now.
Yeah, despite Huerta coming out strong, trying to rush Adrian Gutierrez, you know, Gutierrez has been the one pressing the rest of the round.
Solid outing here from Adrian Gutierrez. Gets a cut on his opponent. Seems to have won round number one. Kevin, would you agree?
Yeah, oh, no question. What I like about Gutierrez is that when the fight starts like really ramping up in the middle, he doesn't go too far away. He just moves his left and right movements, and he stays right there and he fires right back. You know, that's really exactly what you want a fighter to do. You don't want him to run too far and be out of range for his next shot.
Now, Kevin had mentioned the power, Chris. You think, given what we've seen in round one, is it likely, as we see, well, we were about to see a replay here, there's back again, you think it's likely, because of his power, that cut will open up even more?
It'll most likely open up more depending on how well his cornerman does. But what I was going to mention earlier about Adrian's power, that Huerta rushed him at the beginning, and quickly after, rethought his game plan, started backing up a little bit more because he felt the power of Adrian Gutierrez.
Gutierrez getting his respect early on here. So we begin round number two. Referee calling for a time. Got to think might be because of the cut. So we see a commissioner now. No, that's not a commissioner.
It's a doctor, I believe.
It's a doctor, yes.
Yeah.
He's going to look at the cut now. Doctor giving him the okay. His time is put back in here. Crowd chatting for Adrian Gutierrez. Got a good amount of support for him, being that he is a hometown kid. Good jab there from Huerta.
It's like the cut man, did a great job with the cut so far.
Overhand right lands from Gutierrez. Good inside work here in exchanges. Gutierrez pawing at the body consecutively. Has his man trapped here in the corner. Responds with a two-punch combination. Huerta landing punches of his own as well. A 1-2 there. Gutierrez landing a lot of jabs to the body, Chris. Is he trying to set up like a big overhand?
Sometimes those shots, Marcos, you're just trying to open up different shots. You're right. So maybe he's going to come over the top.
Ooh, good hook there.
Fake the jab, throw the hook, kind of like he landed there. Different things you can do from popping that jab to the sternum.
Huerta responds with the straight that lands, follows it up with an uppercut here. Needs to be careful, doesn't open up there as he eats a big punch there from Gutierrez. Some tit-for-tat stuff so far in this round number 2.
Oh, it looks like Gutierrez is right now. He's bleeding over his left eye.
Yeah, he has a cut.
He has a cut over his left eye.
Wow, that's big for Huerta now. See if he can take advantage of that. Or if it maybe put some urgency on Gutierrez to close the show. This is 6 rounds.
I'm really liking the grit I'm seeing out of Huerta right now. He is not backing down by any means. He's like, look, I want to win this fight. I know you might be the hometown favorite, but I don't care. You know, he's showing it right now in this round.
Well, it's important to note that this fight must be completed 3 rounds fully for it to go to a decision. If not, because of the cut, if it's stopped, it'll be a no decision.
Huerta is coming on strong right now.
No, it is a cut.
Oh,
no, but it was a punch that caused the cut. So you're saying about the round. So if they stop the fight,
if they stop the fight now,
they're going to give to Huerta.
No, there has to be 3 completed rounds. It's a California rule.
Not for a punch, sir.
Not for a punch.
Not for a punch.
Excuse me, accidental. Only an accidental. Yes, that is true.
I believe that it was a punch. I didn't see a headbutt. The ref didn't mention anything about a headbutt. So right now, Adrian Gutierrez's corner has work to do.
Gutierrez responds.
This so far is a very equal matchup, and I'm loving everything I'm seeing out of both of these guys right now.
Yeah, Huerta had a good round there.
He had an excellent round. Actually, to be quite honest, I would have to give that round to Huerta right there. He showed a lot more just tenacity in his punching and just his will in coming forward, and he landed the better punches. What else can you ask for? Gutierrez's corner, they have a lot on his hands in terms of stopping this cut above his eye right now, as we see.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the cut man doing work there.
Yeah.
See if it gives him any sense of urgency to close the show, or maybe he might switch his style, maybe be a bit more defensive.
Yeah, I think he had to kind of go back to the first round where he, was just being defensive.
How bad is that cut to you, Chris? How does it look?
It's a lot worse than Huerta's cut for sure. It's right on the eye. It's coming in to his eye.
Yeah.
So like I said at the beginning of the round, or in the middle of the round when it happened, that the corner has a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
It's a hard cut.
And they also have to battle the swelling. You know, we can see the swelling is already starting to set in. But let's go back and take a look at this cut. What started it? Okay, as we can see right there, we see that
he's already squinting.
Yeah, and he knew it as soon as it happened. He just felt it.
Yeah, it was a sharp right hand.
No, he seemed already cut.
Yeah, it was a sharp right hand. It was a 1-2, and
it
was a sharp right hand that got him.
Yeah.
As Huerta coming on the attack.
Gutierrez is going to have to up his actual offense this particular round. That's what really kept Huerta off in the first round. It was his offense, not necessarily his defense. His defense was excellent in the first round, but he was very reactive on his counter punching.
This is a scheduled 6-round fight in the welterweight division. Some drama being added in now as both fighters have suffered cuts. Huerta in the first, cut above the bridge of his nose. Gutierrez suffering a cut in the last round. Huerta's cut doesn't look like it's gushing much anymore. A 1-2 there landed by him. So he sneaks in an uppercut. Seeing that cut on Gutierrez is giving him confidence.
Excellent jab.
Yeah, good stiff
Huerta.
power jab from him.
Very much so.
Steady pressure from Gutierrez. That's what he needs to do. Stay behind the jab, keep moving, head movement just like he's doing now. That's the exact game plan that should be mentioned right now in the corner, if he wants to get out of this place with the W.
Both fighters landing power jabs just now. Huerta wanting to get another win in his record. He came into this fight as the underdog. Seemingly going up against an opponent that's a hard hitter like Gutierrez, 9-0. 4 knockouts, but only having 1 knockout more than Huerta.
What I was going to mention earlier, Marcos, is the fact that Carlos Huerta turned pro in 2011. Only has 11 fights. You know, that to me caught my attention, but I was like, maybe ring rust, something, but nah, he's doing very good right now.
Well, he's doing a good job avoiding those series of punches from Huerta as he responds back. Lands a good shot to the body now.
Very much so.
Huerta attempting to close the distance.
And it looks like we also have another small cut opening up at the bottom right eye of Gutierrez.
Man, Gutierrez can't catch a break.
Yeah.
Lands a 1-2, eats an uppercut though.
At this moment, you know, I think Huerta is honestly just targeting the eyes, you know? Like, he's just like, you know, I'm just going to continue to try to open up these cuts.
Well, that's what you're going to want to do, right? When you have an opponent cut?
Yeah, no, absolutely. When you,
Yeah,
when you see the blood, you go for the kill.
Huerta landed a good body shot about 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, and then even just now in that last exchange, he finished off with a great right hand. And the blood is now flowing from Huerta's nose again at this moment, so.
Good back and forth action here at the 4 Point Sheridan. This is the best in boxing on Fight Up TV, brought to you by Borizteca Boxing, as we're seeing this drama unfolding in the corner of Adrian Gutierrez, suffering now 2 cuts coming into this 6-round fight against his opponent Carlos Huerta, who suffered a cut of his own, and actually he's has a cut on the eyelid there.
Yeah.
Not on the nose.
2 cuts apiece.
2 cuts,
now.
yeah.
One on top of the eye and right below. That's rough, man. This is a hard bout for Gutierrez, you know, in front of his hometown fans. But this is where you show, Marcos, this is where you show that this is what you want to do. This is where you show, hey, I'm going to make it or not. Here it is. Fights like this. Fights like these that the fans don't see young fighters come up. I'm glad that we're here in this situation. You know, if Adrian gets through this, he's going to prove himself.
I've seen a change now, though. Gutierrez a little bit more defensive. Have you noticed?
Yeah, he kind of stepped back a little bit after those cuts, but he's still solid as far as boxing-wise, popping that jab. I think it energized Huerta a little bit.
Huerta needs to be careful now to keep his hands down. He almost got clipped there by an overhand.
That was a very good body shot. Very good body shot. Huerta claiming it was low. That was not low.
Huerta was like, okay, you don't want to give me that break. You know, but as they say, you know what I mean? Like, you know, protect yourself at all times.
Yeah, Huerta definitely felt that.
Yeah, and Gutierrez now targeting the body.
Yeah, Gutierrez needs to keep stepping down to the body. He's had success right now in the early part of this round.
Huerta popping his jab, being light on his feet. Trying to avoid the body attack of Adrian Gutierrez. Trying to keep him off of him as well. He evades that jab. Gutierrez doing good work here. It's been a good round up to this point so far.
Yeah, definitely. Huerta's doing a good job of turning him every time he gets near the ropes. And that he doesn't want to sit on the ropes. That's what he needs to do, Huerta.
Oh, look at that mouse on the eye of Huerta.
Yeah, both men are going to know they were in a fight when they look in the mirror after this.
So giving the fans their money's worth here at the Sheridan in San Diego. It's an entertaining bout so far. It's been back and forth, Kevin. So far, how do you have it?
You know, I think I have it 2-1 for Huerta, to be quite honest with you. I think Huerta pulled out the last round, although it was very competitive. And I think he definitely won the second round. I think Gutierrez won the first round by a landslide. So,
big punch there from Gutierrez, follows it up with the jab. Chris, do you agree with that? Do you see Huerta in control?
I'm going to see it the other way, Kevin. I think the last round, I think Adrian took it. It was a slow round. I think Adrian did a little bit more, so I'll have it 2-1 for Adrian Gutierrez.
As always, this is a the
subjective
view of the
sport.
fight,
Yeah.
subject unofficially. It's only three men's opinions that count, and that is the ringside judges to see how they see this fight. Gutierrez making a conscious effort to work the body in this round number 4. As it comes to an end, it's a good round for him.
Yeah, definitely. See, this is where people see, like, let's say that at the end of this fight, it's 5-1, and it doesn't represent what the fight was, you know, because these 2 rounds that I just scored for Adrian Gutierrez, they were close. You know, they've been close, you know, and it's kind of hard to pick, but I want to go with the cleaner landed shots than the activity that, you know, didn't necessarily land as much as Adrian. But like you said, only opinions that matter are the 3 judges sitting ringside.
It's interesting. Kevin, you saw it one way. You feel that Huerta's winning. Chris, you feel that Gutierrez is winning. So this fight could be either or right now.
No, absolutely. I mean, as of right now, if it went either way, I would not be upset, to be quite honest. It's a very competitive fight. You could obviously see both of these fighters want to win. They both are bringing their A game, and they're both hurting each other. So, you know.
So we start round number 5 now. We'll see if Gutierrez continues his attack to the body, attempting to slow down the movement of Huerta in order to set up power shots to the head. It's a bit more compact now is Gutierrez. High guard, but gets popped with a jab just now.
Yeah, so once again, Marcos, I want to touch on that. So right now I have it 3-1 for Adrian Gutierrez. But like I said,
big hook there from Gutierrez.
It doesn't mention like the story of the fight, which is very close. You know, it's very, very close.
Oh boy,
you can easily have it.
Oh boy, Gutierrez just connected on at least 4 of his 5 punches just now.
And you got to give it to the cut man as well, closing up the cuts on both their respective fighters' faces.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, realistically, after what the second round, the cuts wasn't even really a factor in the fight at all.
Gutierrez.
I think the better boxing is playing out now by Adrian Gutierrez at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's moving well. He's picking his shots, evading punches, countering. Eats a jab just now.
That's what I was going to say. He ate the first punch, and it was a nice, solid jab by Huerta.
Showing some slickness is Gutierrez. Digs to the body, 3-punch combination, falls up to the head.
And
Huerta smart,
holds on.
Yeah, smart to tie up.
Yeah,
I think he was hurt. I think he was hurt to the body.
Yeah,
he's kind of holding that right side of his body a little bit now. It doesn't look like he wants to get hit in that area.
Responds though with a power punch of his own, straight right there. Just when you think Gutierrez has the upper hand, Huerta's able to respond. Seems both guys match well as Gutierrez lands a good punch.
Yeah.
Huerta gives a nod with his head, acknowledges it.
Torres lost that pep in his step. He's no longer light on his feet like he was before. You know, using his jab, boxing around Gutierrez. He doesn't do that anymore. He's a little more stagnant, and that's why he's getting hit with these punches.
Well, I think the body work by Gutierrez had something to do with it, Kevin.
Very true. I agree with that. I totally agree.
Coming out of the final 10 seconds of this round number 5. Maybe Gutierrez gaining some momentum. Both fighters having their moments, but so far Gutierrez having his way. It's round number 5. We see him now in his corner. Chris, what would you advise him if you were to work in the corner of Gutierrez?
You know what? I think this last round, was his best round and won this round more convincingly than the previous ones. So continue doing the same thing you just did. Keep that head movement. Keep that jab in his face. Keep going to the body. That's what I would say if I was in that corner.
We're going to take some looks of the action over in round number 5. Big 1-2 there from Gutierrez. Follows it up with the power jab. Goes to the body. In and out.
Yeah, that last jab that he ended off with in the combination, it's always that's always a punch that a lot of trainers want their fighters to finish off with, because it places them back on an equilibrium and ready to go into another combination if need be.
Final round here at the Fort Point Sheridan in San Diego. Adrian Gutierrez, Carlos Huerta having a back and forth fight. Could go either way as Gutierrez digging to the body now of Huerta, trying to slow down his opponent. Both guys fighting with their hearts, wanting to get the win. Gutierrez continuing the assault to the body. Huerta just a little bit off on his timing with those punches. And Gutierrez has been targeting the body, Chris, this whole round.
I believe his corner saw the same thing that I saw here and that you guys saw as well, is that the body shots are working, Marcos.
Crowd getting behind Adrian Gutierrez. It's working close quarters here.
There you go, right there.
Steps over,
Keeps
digs to the
on
body.
inside.
Yeah. Has Huerta on the back foot, moving back. Trying to keep his opponent off. Pumping that jab moments ago. Gutierrez slips those 2 punches, slips another 2 punches, showing slickness. Oh, both fighters connecting just now. Huerta now pushing forward. Hook there, partially blocked. Blood coming out of the nose of Gutierrez. This has been a doozy for him. Got to earn his money here tonight. Responds there with a 2-punch combination. Let me tell you guys, this guy's a very good counterpuncher, is Gutierrez.
Absolutely, 100%.
Hit and don't get hit. That's the name of the game. Huerta wanting to change the momentum of the round. Nods his head. Hey, come on, let's go, Gutierrez. Gets clipped once more there. Overhand right. Gutierrez in complete control this round. 30 more seconds left in this final round. Let's see if Huerta just puts it all on the line, bites down on his mouthpiece, and chooses to brawl with Gutierrez. Both guys going at it. What a great final round here.
Excellent, excellent, excellent fight. That was an excellent fight.
To be honest, this is one of the best fights I've seen in a good while. You know, from 2 up-and-comers like these 2 gentlemen right now. Very good fight.
2 competitors, 2 guys that definitely wanted to win. If it went one way, I wouldn't be upset. If it went another way, I wouldn't be upset. If it ended up being a draw, I wouldn't be upset in this particular situation, to be quite honest with you. I think they both showed a lot of class and a lot of heart. So
a lot of class and a lot of heart, Kevin, but I will disagree with you. I would be upset if they gave it to Huerta. He did put up a good fight, but I do not think he deserves the win.
Yeah.
You know?
I felt like this last round, I could see it going for Huerta, and I already said I had him winning what was the 2nd and 3rd round.
Yeah.
I know you took one of those away and you gave it up, so I got you. I understand. You know, but
I get you. You could go either way. In your opinion, I would be upset if it were for Huerta. I think Adrian did a very good job, landed the harder 13 shots.
Yeah.
You know, but good fight. But a very good fight. That's one thing that we do agree on.
That's undebatable right there.
Yeah.
Man, you see the face of Gutierrez. He looks like he's been put through the ringer, and then you see the face of Huerta.
A little cleaner, yes.
Yeah.
So what I was going to mention earlier, Marcos, Huerta has the puncher's glove. Those gloves are hard. I can tell you from experience. The Everlast MX gloves that he's wearing. You know, and Adrian Gutierrez's gloves, are a little bit more padded, a little bit more foamed. You know.
Yeah, I don't even recognize the brand of that glove that he has.
But just look at the shape of the glove.
That's the brand of the Canelo brand glove, the No Boxing, No Life.
Okay. So but just look at it, and it's a little bit thicker glove. It's more padded, as opposed to that Everlast MX. Those gloves hurt.
And ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for both fighters, for Huerta and Gutiérrez. Fuerte aplauso a estos dos pugilistas por este gran combate. And after 6 rounds of boxing, we now have the judges' scorecards. Tenemos, después de 6 rounds de combate, las tarjetas de los jueces. All 3 judges, los 3 jueces, Pat Russell, Alejandro Roschin, and José Cobian have the same scores of 60 to 54. Dan la misma puntuación, 60-54. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su ganador por la vía de la decisión unánime. From San Diego, California, USA, Adrian Gutierrez. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for his opponent from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Carlos Huerta. Fuerte el aplauso para Carlos Huerta.
Both fighters getting big props from the crowd here at the Sheraton in San Diego. 60-54, guys. Now, we got excellent judges here, one being Pat Russell, who more times than not is on the dot. I feel that they got the right winner, but I don't know about giving every single round to Gutierrez. What do you think, Kevin?
110% no. I totally disagree with that scorecard. I don't know what fight they was looking at. I mean, at least I could at least see like him maybe losing 4 of the rounds, but definitely not all 6 of the rounds. That was unacceptable, I feel.
Okay, guys, check this out. So I had it 5 rounds to 1. The only round that I gave to Huerta was the second round. If you gave that round to Gutierrez, then you have a sweep, right? So the rounds were close, guys. The rounds were close. It doesn't mean that it was a complete dominance. Even though 6 rounds to 0 seems like it is, you know, which it wasn't. We all agree it wasn't. It was very close and competitive every round. But if you give every round to Adrian Gutierrez, well, on paper it looks bad. I see that. You know what I mean? And that's sometimes what's wrong with boxing and why people get upset. But it is what it is, guys. You know, I believe, like you said, the right winner won tonight, Adrian Gutierrez. It may have not been 6 rounds to 0. The truth is, I had it 5 rounds to 1. You're seeing it here on my scorecard. It's tough, man. It's tough. You know, but luckily the right guy won, in my opinion. I believe in your opinion as well.
Yeah, no, definitely the right man won in Adrian Gutierrez. I felt Huerta at least won a round or 2.
Tenemos unos invitados especiales en esta noche.
A very interesting thing, Chris, is that
we're going to call them inside the ring. Los vamos a llamar para que suban aquí al ring.
Gutierrez was winning them, and you mentioned like, okay, on paper,
de la familia
6-0
Reynoso,
seems like a blowout, but it wasn't.
El entrenador,
competitive rounds, but Gutierrez just did a little bit more to win those rounds.
Each round, yes. So in that aspect, it's hard, and sometimes it gives boxing a black eye. It makes it seem, you know, corrupt or you know, like favoritism, but it's not what it is. Just have to score it.
We also have a former boxer, Andre the Bossman Smith. Where's the Bossman Smith?
That's Eddie.
Hall of Fame boxing promoter. Bobby DeFilippis is in the house. Come on, Bobby. He says he's okay. You're inside. Also a special Thanks to the CEO of the 4 Points by Sheraton for the hospitality for tonight's event. Lucy Bernie. So here in the house tonight. San Diego boxing trainer and pioneer, Joe Lopez. Joe Lopez. Joe Lopez is in the house as well. And also, we would like to have a special announcement. He's a former professional boxing referee judge for 50 years. He's a California Boxing Hall of Famer as well. He served 36 years in the United States Marine Corps. He's a Vietnam veteran. He worked 10 years for the California Department of Correctionals. He's a living legend. He's a diehard boxing fan. He's 91 years old and here's tonight. Fritz Werner is in the house. Algunas palabras, Eddie. Aquí a los asistentes. Few words you wanna add.
Pues muy contento, la verdad, que vengan a apoyar al boxeo, a los jóvenes que van creciendo, los jóvenes que van comenzando su carrera ilusionados en ser campeones mundiales, y es muy bonito ver a tanta gente apoyándolos.
I'm very thankful for being tonight here and to show the support for the new talents and future world champions. Muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros. Thanks for being with us, Eddie Reynoso from Canelo Alvarez team.
Gracias.
Mr. Lopez, you want to add something? ¿Quiere decir algunas palabras?
I want to say something that I want to thank everybody here. And, you know, I've been into boxing for 55 years, okay? And I had a gym on 5th and Market for 27 years. And I want to say thank you, Bobby DeFelipe, Jorge Marron, and I've got a whole bunch of people. I met Roberto Duran. I've been all over. I've been all over. I've been to Puerto Rico, all over Mexico, and you know, and you fans are all my people. I thank you all, and thank you very much. Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Lopez is in the house tonight. And also special mention for a dear friend of ours. He's a educational board councilman. He's a former news anchorman for sports in Telemundo 33 in San Diego. Ladies and gentlemen, diehard fan, Humberto Gurmilan is in the house. He is the president of the Gurmilan Foundation. Great job. Beto, my friend, I love you.
All right, folks, just 3 fights left on this card here at the 4 Points Sheraton in San Diego. Our special attraction in the lightweight division up next, Ricardo Valdovinos, coming off the first defeat of his career over a year ago. Coming into this fight against Giovanni Gonzalez of Stockton, California. Chris, you're familiar with both fighters, man. What are you expecting from this matchup?
I'm expecting a good matchup, Marcos. I was actually excited about this one more than the rest. You know, to be honest, you know, Ricardo Valdovinos, former stablemate of mine, is a very good fighter, latecomer to the sport. Tough loss last year. He has to come back, regroup, dropped the weight too, coming back down to a different division. Giovanni Gonzalez coming up, going up a division. So we're gonna see how it plays out in that first round.
And Kevin, what are you expecting from Valdovinos?
I'm expecting a laser-like focus coming into this fight. I think that, in his last fight, it was obviously an outcome he didn't want. It was a game-changing outcome for his career. But I think that, in losses like that, it definitely makes you, start from the ground up. And he's rebuilt himself. And, much respect to him for doing that. So I expect a very laser-like focus coming out of him for this particular fight.
You have one fighter that's coming up in weight, one fighter that's coming down in weight. You as a professional fighter, Kevin, what different dimension can that bring into a fight?
It just all depends. It just all depends on really who's more prepared, because I wouldn't say either one is an advantage. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say the guy coming up is an advantage on his end. I wouldn't say the guy coming down is an advantage on his end. It's about what's best for you and what's best for your body, at the end of the day. So it from that standpoint, it's just theoretical. You know what I mean? Like what we will see eventually.
Chris, you had mentioned that we are going to see the fight play out in the first round, you feel?
Yeah, I believe that the first round is going to tell the story of the fight. Is Ricardo Valdovinos weight drain? Is Giovanni Gonzalez too small to hurt Valdovinos? We're going to find out, man. Once again, I believe I told you at the beginning of the telecast, Marcos, that this is the fight that I'm mostly excited about. I want to see this fight.
The 6 rounds in the lightweight division coming your way. Up next here, the Best in Boxing Friday night fight night live in San Diego here on Fight Up TV. Go ahead and follow us on our social media platforms at Fight Up TV. Go ahead and give me a follow as well at Hey It's Marcos V. Chris, go ahead and plug yourself away, my man.
If I could remember what it is, Marcos, let me look it up right now.
He's at that age where he can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember, sir. I can't remember. But what I do know, because I'm looking at it now, is my Instagram, SD Kid Chris Martin, sir. SD Kid Chris Martin. I made my home here at the 4 Point Sheraton. I would like to say that I am undefeated here at home, never lost. Plenty of fights. I want to say 9. And right here, this was my home. The San Diego Kid. This is my promoter right here, Bobby D. Felipe's. Just very excited to come back and being able to announce.
And Kevin, as well, where can folks that are watching right now go ahead and follow you at?
Absolutely. Follow you on my Instagram page, Kevin.Otley, Ottley, at Kevin.Otley. Also, go ahead and follow us at KO Sportswear, upcoming sportswear brand, in the boxing world. But then, just go ahead and follow that as well at KO Sportswear.
No, you mentioned that you're very familiar with Ricardo Valdovinos. Tell us a little bit about his style and what fight fans that haven't seen him before can expect from him in terms of his style.
Yeah, Valdovinos, I think he brings not only a traditional Mexican style in terms of pressure and things like that. I think that he brings a legit technical aspect to it, which a lot of people don't associate that a lot with a lot of Mexicans, except for really the great ones. If you really look at it, a lot of the great ones, But I think he has both of those in his repertoire. He has that pressure style, but then he also comes a lot with his technical and methodical, breaking down on his man. So that's from what I've seen out of him. That's what I've seen coming out of him.
So we take a look at the weigh-in that happened yesterday. Chris, you're familiar, like you mentioned.
I am familiar with Valdovinos.
How did he look to you?
You know what? Right there, he looked good. His eyes weren't sunk in. He seemed like he made the weight, easily. Worked on his nutrition throughout his fight camp. Once again, I do know him personally. He did mention he was doing very good. He weighed in at 134 exactly. So, didn't make the brink of 135, 134. He had some leeway. You could tell right now on his body that he worked hard.
Did you see anything in particular that stuck out there to you, Kevin?
I mean, you know, it's the obvious trash talk right there, but I just seen two guys. Gio, I actually know him as well. I know him in his camp. I'm good friends with them, and Marco Arroyo, who's also fought on this card a few times in TJ. I know them. They're the type that like to do their talking with their hands. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, me seeing Gio not really getting engaged in the trash talk, to me, like, I know he's just being himself, and I know that once he gets in the ring, that he's gonna, you know, show people, you know, what he's bringing to the table. So,
I did notice a size difference there, Chris. Valdovinos looked a little taller, a little bit bigger than his opponent.
Well, it's gonna play into the fight. Like I said, in the first round, we're gonna find out. You know, is it gonna be in the back of his mind, Gonzalez? Am I too small for this guy? Is it gonna be in the back of the mind of Valdovinos? Did I weight drain? You know, I'm looking forward to this fight, man. Once again, I'm excited about this fight.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited for this fight as well.
And Giovanni Gonzalez, 3-0 since his last defeat. You know, so he's riding a little win streak here, and he wants to keep it going against Valdovinos.
He now steps inside the ring. Giovanni Gonzalez, Stockton stand up. Comes from a very scrappy part of Northern California. A lot of just tough guys coming out of Stockton. You know, the Diaz brothers.
Slap, Marco.
Yeah, we'll see any Stockton slaps. But yeah, like we mentioned, the Diaz brothers, Gabe Flores, who's a young prospect, fights for Top Rank, is from the Stockton area as well. As we take a look at Ricardo Valdovinos, about to make his way to the ring right now. 7-1. This is his first fight back from suffering his first career loss from over a year ago. Interesting to see if he's going to have any ring rust coming into this fight, Kevin.
That's a good point. That's a good question. We shall see. Directly behind us. Yeah.
As Gonzalez tries to mean mark Valdovinos right now. This has all the makings of a great fight. A lot of animosity between both these fighters. A lot of talk back and forth between them in social media. As both fighters are now inside of the ring. Both are taped up and geared up for this special attraction here. Best in Boxing on Fight Up TV. Let's go ahead and take it up to Pablo Flores to get the particulars of this matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby D presents Borizteca Boxing Promotions in association with San Diego House of Boxing and San Diego's Mossy Ford dealers. 6 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. Damas y caballeros, 6 rounds de combate en la división de peso ligero. Your 3 judges scoring, sus 3 jueces, Pat Russell, Alejandro Rochin, and Algen Méndez. And your referee in charge of the action, su referee para este combate, Jose Covian. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing white and red. He officially weighs in at 135 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul con pantaloncillo color blanco con rojo, con un peso de 135 libras. He stands with a record of 9 victories, 3 defeats, and 7 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 9 victorias, 3 derrotas y 7 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. From Stockton, California, Giovanni King Gio Gonzalez. No. And his opponent across the ring in the red corner, wearing black and gold. He officially weighs in at 135 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja con pantaloncillo en color negro con oro, con un peso idéntico de 135 libras. He stands with a record, a near perfect one. 7 victories, 1 defeat, and 5 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 7 victorias, 1 derrota y 5 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. representing San Diego, California, USA, RICARDO VALDOVINOS. And to give out the final instructions, para dar las indicaciones finales, José Cobian. 6 rounds, 6 asaltos.
You've been given instructions at the dressing room. Just take yourself for all touch him up, come back with the bell. Good luck.
Here we go. This is tonight's special attraction. A lot of bad blood between Giovanni Gonzalez and Ricardo Valdovinos. A lot of back and forth on social media. Both bringing large amounts of supporters to the 4 Points Sheraton here in San Diego. Time to talk is now over. It's now time to let your fists talking as we begin round number 1. Ricardo Valdovinos in the black trunks. Giovanni Gonzalez in the white trunks with red trim. Valdovinos, the taller, lankier fighter. Starting out this round with his jab, pawing it, landing the body just now. Looking to gain respect, but also set his rhythm in this fight as Gonzalez comes lunging in there, misses those punches. Valdovinos, wide hook there, misses. A little awkward lunges from Gonzalez, right?
Right away I see Gonzalez a little bit more poised. Probably the jitters, you know, just fighting at home.
A little herky-jerky there.
Yeah, especially after a year-long layoff, you know, coming off a first loss. You know, I think after this first round, yeah, for Valdovinos, after this round, you know, you get the jitters out. You know, keep working behind the jab. He'll be fine.
No, Chris, when you have a year-long layoff, when you mention ring rust, what is it that's rusty? What is it that's off as compared to a fighter that's been active?
Just the timing in a professional boxing ring. You know, you can spar all you want, but just a little different. You know, a little variation here in the professional ring. Smaller gloves, no headgear. Every shot counts, right, Kevin?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I also think that it's just dealing with those emotions, you know, that comes only with being in an actual fight in front of a crowd. You know, like unless you're actually in a fight that counts to your record, you don't have those same emotions, and you know, you get very jittery, you know, in trying to deal with that. So I think that has a lot to do with it.
Good feeling out round by both these fighters.
Yeah, right away starting to pick up now. 2 minutes into it, now they're both starting to pick up, warm up, got the feel of each other. There you go. Good body shots by Valdovinos there.
What I'm seeing is a lot of respect on both ends.
I think big shot there landed by Gonzalez.
I probably said that too soon.
Yeah.
No, you're right. That was a very good shot landed. Very good defensive movement by Valdovinos as well.
10-second warning now as Valdovinos digs in the body. Blocks a hook there. Gonzalez smiles, clips him with the hook of his own as both fighters punching at the end of the round. Gonzalez gives Valdovino this look.
Well, I think he is because he knew that he punched off over the bell, and he kind of gave him a smirk. But like you mentioned earlier, bad blood from the beginning.
Let's go. Look at the corner of Ricardo Valdovinos. The taller guy, Kevin, he has height, seems to have the reach. How can he use that in this fight against a shorter opponent?
Yeah, I think he was trying to do it in utilizing his jab. However, he didn't quite connect as much as he should have. So I think that in his next round, I think he's going to be working on his precision a bit more. I don't think he did necessarily anything wrong. I just think he'd be a little more effective at what he was doing in the first round and really making contact a little bit more.
Round number 2 here. Valdovinos slipping and avoiding some of these punches from Gonzalez. He's pressing the action now, coming forward as Gonzalez takes a step, tries to land a response. Digging blows here from Gonzalez. Doing what the shorter opponent can do in a situation where his rival has a height and reach advantage, as the referee's giving him a warning now. Gonzalez is the shorter guy. He has to get in on the inside, right, Chris?
I think that was a warning for a low blow. Right away, I saw the body language that Gonzalez felt like he got hit low, and he retaliated right away.
But in general, as the shorter fighter,
yes, he wants to be on the inside. He wants to be on the inside, but right now, I think they can both fight on the inside. I haven't really seen the advantage for either fighter.
As they're both trading now, Valdovinos, Gonzalez opting to fight in a phone booth. Crowd is charged up here. Apparently round number 2, this fight scheduled for 6 rounds. 140 pounds, 135 pounds. Great body work from Valdovinos. Gonzalez answering with uppercuts. Valdovinos was digging to the body, opts to take a step back, move around. He's been finding success with this jab.
Big right hand.
Good exchange there by both fighters.
Valdovinos missing with some of these power shots because Gonzalez, being the shorter guy, is able to dip down. The ref warning for a trip there, Chris?
Yeah, he kind of hooked his foot and pushed at the same time.
Good movement here from Valdovinos. Eats 2 jabs here as the crowd now trying to pump him up. Gonzalez, a shorter reach. He's able to connect. There's blood on the face of Valdovinos now.
Yeah, from the nose,
yeah.
And Gonzalez sees it. He kind of smiled at him, trying to come forward.
Good uppercut response there from Valdovinos. Follows it up with the punch. Become the last 10 seconds of this round number 2. Blood all over Gonzalez. The nose of Valdovinos leaking from those punches being landed on him. Back and forth round. Kevin, who would you give that to?
You know, that's very tough, but I think that in terms of effectiveness, I would definitely have to give it to Giovanni Gonzalez on that particular round. I think it was definitely more effective that round.
Now, Chris, do you agree?
Yeah, it's very close. You know, kind of like the last fight where you have to like give him a slight edge. You know, maybe because he was pressing forward. You know, you do see the mark of blood. Sometimes judges will score blood. So yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, to say the least.
The corner of Valdovinos working on his face. Let's take a replay from the action of round number 1. Hook being landed by Giovanni Gonzalez. Both exchanging on the phone booth here. Round number 2 underway here.
So in that last round, I think Gonzalez found something with that left hook. I think he landed a little bit more consistently in that round, more than Valdovinos landed anything else. So maybe, like we said, I give him the slight edge.
Slight edge, correct.
Gonzalez doing a good job of avoiding this jab.
That's a very good
and
jab.
right when I say that,
you know,
he gets.
I think Valdovinos at this moment, I think he had to start letting his right hand go a little earlier. I'm sorry, guys. Anyhow, realistically, I think Gonzalez isn't doing a lot of movement, not enough movement that VALDOVINOS can't just let his right hand go right there and then. And a lot of times you got to set your guy up for the right hand, but if the guy isn't moving that much, you can just let it go, you know?
Gonzalez complaining of a low blow. Ref giving him time to recover. Chris, what do you make of it?
I think it's kind of an excuse, you know, kind of buy some time maybe. I don't think I saw that was low, but we'll see in the replay if the booth can get it. Kind of a cop-out sometimes, Marcos. And there he goes with little things like that. So when a fighter starts to do that mentally, in my opinion, he starts to slightly break.
Gonzalez landing a series of jabs. He follows it up with a 1-2. VALDOVINOS answers back, but an overhand there by Giovanni Gonzalez. Both fighters now trading. Big punches being landed here on the phone booth on the inside. Uppercuts, hooks, everything that you can want. VALDOVINOS responding. What a barn burner so far here. Round number 3. Action picking up.
Yes, I think Gonzalez did land some good shots, but I think he took the worst of it in that last exchange.
So you got blood all over Giovanni Gonzalez. And he's not the one that's
and we have to add that it's
what happened there? Low blow.
We have to that one was low. That one was low.
Gonzalez in all worlds of hurt right now. He is allowed up to 5 minutes to recover, correct, Chris?
Correct, he has up to 5 minutes. Most fighters don't take the 5 minutes, but we'll see.
As Gonzalez, I've never seen this. He's reacting to the crowd now. He's right in the section of VALDOVINOS supporters. VALDOVINOS supporters call him out. And him responding to that, I've never seen that happen before, Chris.
Yeah.
And Kevin, too.
He probably has half the his supporters in there anyway. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow, this is huge right here. 1 point deduction here from Ricardo VALDOVINOS. What do you guys make? He didn't get a warning. It was right away a point deduction.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I don't think the ref should have took a point from him. I think he really let the crowd get in his head with that.
He let the crowd get in his head. He let the fighter get in his head.
Yeah.
That's both these guys now. Toe-to-toe action here. Giovanni Gonzalez. Ricardo VALDOVINOS. What a barn burner. I love this fight. Good spin around move there by Giovanni Gonzalez. Comes from a city that's known for their fighting pedigree. 209 Stockton, California. He's representing them well. VALDOVINOS landing a big punches now. Gonzalez not getting too affected as the nose of VALDOVINOS gushing blood as we come to the end of round number 3.
That was an excellent round, honestly. Like, it was a very, very, very competitive round.
That was a very good round. So, to me, to my knowledge, the way you score that is a 9-9, correct, Marcos? Considering I gave the entire round to VALDOVINOS, but they took a point away. So, 9-9. Am I right? Yep. Okay. 9-9 round. I just wanted to verify with the unofficial judge over here.
So if you're in the corner of VALDOVINOS, Kevin, is there worry? Is there urgency to do something, seeing that you just got a point deduction in round 3?
Yes, I definitely think that there is urgency. At this present moment, I think I have Giovanni up 2 rounds. And, yeah, he has to hustle back. He has to hustle back if he really wants to get this win.
Hey, pick him up. Pick him up. Pick him up.
That's the makings of potentially fighting a nice softball here. VALDOVINOS needs to be careful that he doesn't run into that blade. Both fighters fighting on the inside here. Give and take. VALDOVINOS follows it up. Uppercut to the midsection of Gonzalez. Gonzalez answering back with jabs.
And he keeps throwing to the body, Valdovinos, and that's what he needs to keep doing.
Gonzalez, though, just scored with 4 straight punches.
On Gonzalez.
Do you see a beat of fatigue now from Gonzalez at all?
I do. I saw it in the last round.
Yeah, I don't think he wants Valdovinos to really get close to his body right now. I think those body shots are definitely taking his toll on him right now.
Yeah, Valdovinos has been focusing the midsection of Gonzalez all of this round.
Very much so.
Uppercut now from him. Gonzalez answers back.
And at this moment, all we hear is cheers from Valdovinos going on right now.
Big punches that landed from Valdovinos. Referee warned him to keep him up. Gonzalez punches not as crisp, not as fast as they were in the earlier rounds.
Yeah, absolutely not. Those body shots are wearing. And you cannot see the belly button of Gonzalez. So look how high up those trunks are. And a lot of those shots are right on the border.
Two minutes are about to pass here in this round number 4. Valdovinos, for the better part of this round, has been targeting the body of Giovanni Gonzalez, looking to tire him out. It's a little trip up here.
This is a bloodbath right now. So far, this is exactly the round that Valdovinos needs to really hustle back and make a strong case to say, hey, I won this fight.
Valdovinos able to put all his weight on these punches that he's landed on the inside. Gonzalez is able to block some punches, but some of these punches are getting through, Chris.
I think most of these shots are being landed by Valdovinos.
What a great fight that we are watching here right now. Just when you think Gonzalez is getting beat up, he answers back with punches of his own. Both exchanging now. Blood gushing from the face of Valdovinos. Deducted a point in that last round. It's a good rally round for him, Chris, this round number 4.
Yes, he came back strong. I think Gonzalez is the wearier of the two, diminishing little by little in that last round.
Kevin, who do you give the fight to so far at this point? We're 2 rounds away from a decision, with a point being taken away from Valdovinos in round number 3. How do you see it?
I see it 2 rounds. 2 rounds for Giovanni Gonzalez, 1 round for Valdovinos, and I see 1 round draw. Yeah, I see that definitely that last round, that 3rd round was a 9-9 round. We know that for sure.
You take a look back at the action from round number 4. Valdovinos landing punches to the body. Let's see if he's putting water in that basement for it to come through in this round, in round number 6. Don't know how the judges are seeing this fight because of the point being deducted. Could be very close, folks. As Giovanni Gonzalez, wanting to take the fight on the inside, pushes Valdovinos on the corner here. Valdovinos forcing a clinch. Gonzalez clinches once more. Does look a little fatigued, Chris.
Yeah, the one initiating the clinch is Gonzalez, so Valdovinos just needs to step on the gas.
Ooh, digging punch there from Valdovinos. Ref warning him, though, keep the punches up. All the punches being landed at this point have come from Valdovinos.
Yeah, you're right, Marcos. And if Valdovinos continues to let Gonzalez smother, he won't get far in this fight. He needs to turn him.
As we're having to put on pretty much paper umbrellas here on the corner.
Yeah.
Because there's so much blood coming off the face of Valdovinos.
I just got this shirt and it's ruined already. Oh, gosh.
Both fighters now fighting in close quarters. What an awesome fight so far. Round number 5 here. Best in boxing. Bring you this great fight between Ricardo Valdovinos and Giovanni Gonzalez. Both going toe-to-toe on the inside. Nothing significant so far in this round from Gonzalez. Valdovinos taking control of the last round in this one after a point deduction. Gonzalez doing a little spin-a-rooney right here. Probes his jab. See if he sets something up off of it. Connects once more. Eats a hook from Valdovinos. As Valdovinos digs to the body but misses a wide hook just now.
There's a ton of blood right now on Giovanni Gonzalez's gloves. It's a tremendous amount of blood.
Yeah, but we have to add that it's not his.
It is not his. But you know what? Right now, Ricardo Valdovinos is pouring his entire life into trying to get this win right now. I'll tell you that much.
3-punch combination from Gonzalez.
Nice. Nice combination.
Another 1-2 from him. Having a strong ending to this round number 5.
Once again, I think that was another round I would give to Ricardo Valdovinos. I think that he's doing what he has to do to really get back into this fight to really like come out and secure that W.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. And I know the camera cannot see us right now, but I got blood from the fight on my shirt.
Yeah, but you were a fighter. You're used to that.
I have a souvenir to go home.
That's not a big deal to you, right?
Absolutely not.
You gotta get it autographed and put it up in your living room, man.
It's the last time I go to the designer store, by the way, and show up to the fights.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I'm right along with you, though.
There you go. They got you too, Kevin.
They got me.
If you take a look at some of the action of round number 5, as we begin the 6th and final round. So far, Ricardo Valdovinos and Giovanni Gonzalez giving us a heck of a fight. Fight of the night for sure so far.
We knew that this fight was going to come with bad blood. It's been like a lot of social media talk between these two like for the entire training camp. So we knew that it was going to be exactly what it is right now. I think this round is definitely a make or break round for both fighters right now. And I think they're already going into it really tough, and I think they both got to really keep it up, and whoever wants some more, you know, they just going to have to take it at this moment.
Yeah, I agree. At this point, Chris, it's really who wants it more, right? Who's going to have to dig in and bite down on that mouthpiece?
Absolutely, man. It's a cliche to say, but you're right. Bite down on that mouthpiece, and who wants it more, man?
And it's because of the point deduction. You don't know how it's going to...
Exactly. You don't know how it's going to be scored by the judges, so don't leave it in the judges' hands. You know, put it all out there. Sometimes judges score blood as well. You know, Valdovinos has been bleeding the whole time, despite the fact that I'm telling you guys that I think he's winning this fight. He looks the worst of it.
Good 1-2 there from Giovanni Gonzalez. Most significant punch of the round for him as he follows it up there. Valdovinos was able to roll with that punch as he attempts to respond. These punches, though, being blocked by Gonzalez. Jab slips through as Valdovinos not attacking the body as much anymore as he was in the earlier rounds. Good momentum being built now from Gonzalez. Doing good work on the inside.
Gonzalez is looking for...
A jab there from Gonzalez. 1 minute left. Stiff power jab now. As Gonzalez, look at this, switches to southpaw and switches back. Gonzalez having a very good round so far. Lands a 1-2. Both fighters landed in that exchange, but Gonzalez follows it up with a hook. He's pushing forward now.
Pick him up, pick him up. Come on, let's go.
This fight is a definition of a bloodbath, man. I'm telling you.
It's come down to the final 10 seconds of this round. Let's see who wants it more. Gonzalez, Valdovinos, both exchanging punches. And that's it. Fight of the night for sure.
No question about it.
Every fight has been pretty good so far, but this takes the cake, Marcos.
As I'm looking at the announce table here, guys.
Yeah.
It's all covered in blood.
Yeah, it's a whole different color. Seriously, man.
Oh, my.
Spots of red everywhere.
Woo. Close fight, Kevin.
Yeah, that was a very, very, very close fight. I'm extremely curious on how the judges are going to call this one.
Chris, as we take a look at the final 10 seconds of this round number 6, take us through it.
Oh, so beautiful exchanges, Marcos. I believe that Gonzalez did a little bit to edge out this last round, making it closer on my card. But once again, like you mentioned earlier, the only ones that count are the judges. But the very last round, Gonzalez toughed it out, man. He knew he was coming from behind to see if it was enough. To my scorecard, it wasn't enough, despite I gave him the last round. But it was such a good fight, man. It's such a good fight. I would like to see it again. I have Ricardo Valdovinos winning this fight, 58 to 57, excuse me.
Some people are commenting right now on our live chat that this fight could end up in a draw.
Well, I gave Valdovinos 4 rounds. But you're right, they took away 1, so it could be a draw. You're right.
If you gave him 4 rounds with the minus point, that's 3 rounds.
Yeah.
We get a draw. Let's see.
57. Yes, sir. You're correct. So I added that incorrectly. That's why I'm a boxer and not a school teacher, not a math teacher.
Hey, man, never doubt yourself. Never.
Thank you for throwing shade my way, bro.
Little pep talk, bro.
Nah, man. Hey, listen. Doesn't matter. This was a good fight. Stockton, California always comes to fight.
Good fight, bro. Good fight.
That's Giovanni Gonzalez. It's over in the corner. Great fight. It gets boos here from the crowd. That coming from Valdovino supporters.
Uh-oh.
Some commotion here. The scores are in. We're awaiting the decision officially from the judges, as both Ricardo Valdovinos and Giovanni Gonzalez put on quite a show here at the 4 Points Sheraton. Fight of the night. I'm glad you guys were able to watch it here live with us on Fight Up TV, as we have 2 more fights to come after this one. Look at the referee's shirt. He earned his money here tonight. So we take a look at the action from round number 5. Gonzalez landing a straight, pushing Valdovinos back. Valdovinos responding with the 3-punch combination. It's a lot of tit-for-tat moments, Chris, in this fight.
There definitely was, Marcos. I believe despite Valdovinos looking a little worse, he did the better of this fight.
And ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Después de 6 rounds de combate, nos vamos con las tarjetas de los jueces. Judge, el juez, Pat Russell, he scores it 58 to 55. 58-55. In favor of Gonzalez. Judge Alejandro Chin, he scores it 58 to 55. 58-55. In favor of En favor de Valdovinos. And Judge El juez Ángel Méndez scored the bout 57 to 56, 57-56. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by the way of split decision, su ganador por la vía de la decisión dividida, Team Blessed, Ricardo
Valdovinos and Gonzalez talking that in each other. Split decision, guys.
Hey.
That final card, 57 to 56. What do you guys think?
I mean,
that ends up being 4 rounds to 2 the way I had it. So they took away that 1 point, so therefore 4 rounds to 2 for Valdovinos.
Yeah.
I believe that's the right call. Definitely Gonzalez doesn't agree with it. That's fine. You don't have to agree with it. You know what I mean? One judge did give him the fight. You know, so you can go home saying that.
Yeah, I think it was a little questionable. Either way, I would have been okay. To be quite honest, this fight was that type of fight. The last round, I could have seen it going for Gonzalez.
I think Gonzalez pulled out the last round, but all he did was tighten up on a 4-2.
Yeah. I felt like Gonzalez had already won 2 rounds prior to that last round, though, me personally.
Yeah.
So I felt like that that last round, I'm sorry, was the 3rd round they had won.
And then plus that point deduction.
Yeah,
I got you. So if it would have been a draw without the point deduction,
correct.
In your book.
In my book, yeah. I would have been way more happy. And I would also have liked to see a second fight between these guys, you know. So
I would love to see a second fight between these guys.
Much
that was
rather
a very
like
good
to
fight.
See, yeah. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen again. Who knows?
Well, I think we know the promoter, right? We can.
We had to make a personal request.
Yeah.
Well,
it was
Ricardo,
a good fight, guys.
Valdovinos improving his record now to 8-1. And Giovanni Gonzalez dropping this decision, goes to 9-4. Some of you guys commenting on the chance don't agree with the decision. You feel that Giovanni Gonzalez won the fight.
Yeah, that's rough, you know, and I'm watching
the fight. Well, one judge did feel that he won.
One judge gave him the fight, you know.
And gave him a majority of the rounds.
Yes.
4-2.
Yeah.
Plus the point deduction.
Yes. So, once again, it's an objective sport. It's what you like. I thought the crisper shots were landed by Valdovinos. I think Gonzalez did do a lot of work. Some of it was ineffective. Some of it, I gave him 2 rounds. You know, let's just see it again. That's it.
But you know what? We came away from this fight, guys.
Tell me.
We came away with souvenirs. So you can go ahead and plan in here. There's blood all over the shirt of Chris Martin right here.
My wife is going to be very upset.
I got some speckles. I got some speckles.
Right here, right here.
I got a few speckles.
You know what? Better yet,
our tablecloth here. There's blood all over the tablecloth here. It was a back and forth fight.
I'm claiming the tablecloth, man. This is mine. This is mine.
See, blood right there, Chris.
Hey, I'm gonna need these guys to come and sign this, man.
Oh, we even got blood on the screen right over here as well.
Oh, it was definitely a blood-filled fight. You know, we see it all over us here.
I gotta take about 3 showers tonight. I'm telling you.
Yeah, for sure. As you can tell, I just came from Hawaii, so you can't really tell if there's any blood on
You're
me.
Sporting it. Luckily, they didn't ruin that wonderful shirt, Martin.
Yeah, I know, right?
And luckily, the most important part of all this is that the viewers get to see this wonderful shirt at home.
It is. It's a wonderful shirt.
That's what I'm saying.
I know, right?
And we get to see it.
Making that Fox money now, you know?
You have to take advantage of it, my man.
Just messing.
Yeah. Earlier, I just said unofficial score, but I didn't say the unofficial score for Fox Sports. It's a big thing, man. I want to be. I'm definitely not the first one to congratulate you. I did text you, you know, because I'm sure you got a lot of messages, man. But what a wonderful position, man. Congratulations,
yes. Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Hard earned, brother. Hard earned.
Thank you. We'll have 2 more fights left in the night here at the 4-point Sheraton on deck now in our semi-main event in the super lightweight division. Jorge Marron Jr. taking on Gonzalo Dallera from Buenos Aires, Argentina. And if there's one thing about Argentinian fighters, we know they come to fight. They always come forward, Chris.
Yeah, hopefully that's what we see, because Jorge Marron Jr., he's a boxer. You're going to see him. He's going to come out, he's going to dance, he's going to move around his opponent. So if Dallera, I want to say Dallera, right? If Dallera doesn't come forward, it's not going to be an eventful night for the fans. It's not going to be an eventful fight at all. So Dallera needs to come forward if he wants to have any success against Jorge Marron Jr.
We're seeing both Marron Jr. and Dallera facing off yesterday at the weigh-in. He's coming in with a record of 15-1. Is Jorge Marron Jr. fighting out of Lakeside, California. And for Gonzalo Dallera, Kevin, you're a fighter that's coming into the United States, fighting outside of your country. Is there something that weighs on you when you do that, having to leave your family behind, having to leave your comfort zone behind, coming into something that's brand new?
I think it's all about the personal background of that person mixed with their personality. We see there's been a lot of successful foreigners that's come into the U.S. and made huge names and made huge debuts. Manny Pacquiao being one of the biggest names that we know. Obviously, but it just depends upon what you're fighting for. A lot of those guys got a lot to fight for. They coming from, extreme poverty. They coming from big families that want to provide, and they see America as an opportunity to provide and to give them those things that they see on TV. To be like those champions that they saw in times past. So it just depends. Hopefully, this is one of those guys, that comes with a chip on his shoulder and saying, hey, like, I know, that you probably expect me to be an opponent, but I'm more than that. I have people that I want to take care of, and I want to be something. So I'm hoping to see that.
Chris, you are a fighter that has left the comforts of home to go fight for world titles away. How does that play into your psyche in a fight?
The pressure's all on the other guy. That's it. The pressure's on the other guy. So I think that Dallera, he's comfortable, in my opinion. Every time I went away to fight, I felt fine. There's phones. Nowadays there's FaceTime. You FaceTime at home, you say hi, you check in, you tell them everything's good, you have the support, and you go out and you perform. It's just how he's going to handle it. Once again, for me, my experience has always been good. I've always been happy. It's okay. It's work. I'm going to go away for work. Dallera has to see it that way too.
Good analysis there from Chris. As Kevin, we go segue to our main event, Kevin Torres, another Kevin from Bellingham, Washington.
Yeah.
He's built a win streak, 4 in a row since he suffered his first loss in Mexico. Obviously, the goal is to get him into higher profile fights, fights that are more significant for him. But you being familiar with him, what do you want to see from him in this fight against a guy who's defensive-minded and very slick?
I want to see it. I know Kevin has confidence, right? It's different from having mental confidence opposed to physical confidence. In the sport of boxing, what physical confidence looks like is that you have your ring generalship is at 100. You know what I mean? Like you come in and what you're doing in the ring shows that, look, I'm in control, I'm experienced, I'm the better fighter, and I'm here to win, and you're just an opponent, at the end of the day. And, Canelo Alvarez, which I honestly think Kevin Torres has a very similar style to Canelo Alvarez. That's what he does. Even at this level, Canelo Alvarez is fighting big names. But at the end of the day, somehow, some way, he always makes it his business to show that, hey, you are just an opponent to me. So I would like to see that happen from Kevin Torres at this moment in his career.
I like what you said, man. I agree with you, Kevin.
As we see now, Gonzalo Dallera looking to purge Jorge Marron with the loss. coming into the ring now. De Buenos Aires, Argentina. It's one thing about Argentinian fighters. You're always going to know that you're going to get your money's worth with them. They always come to fight. They have granite chins and even bigger hearts. As MARRON, the 12th time as a professional stepping inside the ring here tonight. And his opponent, Jorge MARRON Jr. shaking out. About to step on to the stage now. So only has one career loss, 5 knockouts to his credit, but his opponent, DALLERA, has 4 knockouts to his credit. So similar power on both guys. Large pop for him here. As he now enters the ring.
And ladies and gentlemen, Bobby D presents Borizteca Boxing Promotions in association with San Diego House of Boxing in San Diego's Mossy Ford Dealers. This is your co-main event of the evening. 6 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. Damas y caballeros, 6 rounds de combate. Este es su combate coestelar de la noche en la categoría de peso super ligero. Your 3 judges scoring, sus 3 jueces: Pat Russell, Alejandro Rochín, and José Cobian. And your referee in charge, su referee para este combate, Ángel Méndez. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears white and gold. He officially weighs in at 140 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, con pantaloncillo blanco con oro, con un peso de 140 libras. He stands with a record of 6 victories, 5 losses, and 4 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 6 victorias, 5 derrotas y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del cloroformo. De Buenos Aires, Argentina, Gonzalo, el malo Dallera. And his opponent across the ring in the red corner. He wears black and silver. His official weight, 140 pounds. Y presentando ustedes en la esquina roja, con pantaloncillo negro con plata, con un peso de 140 libras. He stands with a record, a near perfect one. 15 victories, 1 lone defeat, and 5 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord casi perfecto. 15 victorias, 1 derrota y 5 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Hailing out of Lakeside, California, USA, Jorge MARRON Jr. And here is with the final instructions con las indicaciones finales su referee Ángel Méndez. 6 rounds, 6 asaltos.
Wait a few seconds. Gentlemen, I gave you the instructions at the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Ya le di las instrucciones en el camerino. Sigan las instrucciones. Protéjanse a todo momento. Recuerden que esto es un deporte de caballeros. Remember, this is a gentleman's sport. All right? Good luck to you both. Touch them up.
Co-main event time here at the 4 Points Sheridan. Jorge MARRON Jr. taking on Gonzalo Dallera. MARRON from Lakeside, California. Big support here for him. MARRON taking the trek from South America over here to the United States. Buenos Aires, Argentina. Round number 1 on the way. MARRON in the black trunks with white trim, taking on Dallera in all white with gold. Ooh, good little counter there from MARRON as DALLERA attempted to rush in.
And like I said, if DALLERA wanted any type of success, he'd have to pressure Jorge Marron Jr. But that's not what he's doing right now, Marcos. If you allow him, Marron will box the entire fight. He will box. He will continue to box and move.
So we're seeing MARRON in the southpaw stance. Kevin is his opponent DALLERA in the orthodox stance. What are some key points when you fight a southpaw?
Obviously, definitely just looking for that straight left. You know, a lot of times, orthodox fighters just comes at a place. It comes from a standpoint where you just can't see it. You know, so a lot of times that's obviously the number one thing you always want to watch out for with us fighting southpaw fighters. That straight left hand.
Feeling out round by both fighters as Marron's been the one that's been pushing forward.
Yeah, typically not the style from Marron as far as pressing, but DALLERA's not giving an option. Backing up from the beginning.
Slight headbutt there. That is a thing that is very common when a southpaw faces an orthodox fighter. Sometimes we do get a clash of the heads. Big step in a hook there. DALLERA just landed, but it was blocked by Marron.
Stop. Stop, 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 stop.
Good movement so far being shown by Marron. Avoids that big hook. He's able to slip those two punches that is thrown by his rival from Argentina and slips another straight. Now teeing off to the head and body of his opponent, but he eats a punch there from DALLERA. DALLERA following it up now. Apparent speed advantage from Marron Jr. has made DALLERA miss a lot in this opening round as he continues to press forward. I always like to get in the mind of the opponent, Kevin. If you're DALLERA, from what you saw in that first round, what can you use to your advantage to take control of the fight?
I would take control. I would utilize Jorge Marron. He's not moving at a fast rate. You know what I mean? So I would actually just up my punch count a little bit more, see how he responds to that. A lot of times, a lot of guys can't respond to that, and they just know how to fight one way, you know? So you can only know how to fight a guy based upon his reaction. So if he doesn't react to what you change, then keep going with that game plan.
So we begin round number 2. Co-main event of the night, 6 rounds in the super lightweight division. You're seeing on your screen, Jorge Marron Jr. slipping that big wide haymaker from Marron, but gets tagged just right now by 2 punches. Marron coming forward, but taking steps back to avoid the power punches of DALLERA as we're getting hit by a shower of sweat from the punches of Marron.
Blood, sweat, we just need some tears.
Yeah.
You gonna cry some tears for us, Chris? Hopefully.
Say it again.
I said we got blood and sweat so far. We just need a little tears, a couple tears.
You won't get it from me, sir. Just letting you know that now.
All right, man. I tried my hand. I'm sorry.
Active jab so far for Marron.
Stop.
It's both fighters looking to take control of the fight. Got a lot of time, but Marron showing good movement, good countering at this point.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the pressure. You know, I said at the beginning of the telecast that we're going to see a boxing clinic from Jorge Marron Jr., and we're seeing a little bit of the opposite as he's pressing forward. With good movement, too.
Yeah, he's able to get in and get out. I like how he's slowly cutting the ring off, too, as well, from his opponent. Looks like he might have had him in a front headlock for a moment.
Trying to go for the guillotine.
Big 1-2. Missed there. DALLERA, he's trying. He's putting punches together. It's just not finding a home there with the movement of Marron. Oh, gets caught there, though, by a big punch.
That was a good uppercut. Not enough, though. Very few between. Far and few between.
It's a very smart move that Marron just did. Just turn around.
Yeah, just hold him. Maybe it did shake him up a little bit. Maybe it woke him up, actually. How about that?
DALLERA now looking to use his movement to avoid some of these punches coming his way.
Good body shot by Marron.
Let it go, each other. Let it go, each other. Let it go, Rick. Let it go.
Both fighters working on the inside, pummeling, trying to land punches off from the clinch. 10 seconds left in this round number 2. Marron continuing to clinch up with DALLERA. Round number 2 in the books. Chris, so far through 2, who would you give it to?
I want to say that Marron did the best of those first 2 rounds. I wanted to touch on the fact that the ref is letting him work on the inside. He's not breaking him up. He's telling him to work. He's telling him to let go. I like that, man. Let the boxing play out on the inside and the outside.
Kevin, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Jorge Marron Jr. is definitely up these first few rounds. He's just being more effective, quite frankly. I'm sorry, I come from an African background. So how do you pronounce this guy's last name? DALLERA. I don't know. DALLERA. Okay. All right, guys. Anyway.
No, it's funny. Some of the people on our chat right now are calling Jorge Marron Dimitri Bivol Jr. There is a little bit of likeness there in terms of his physical appearance.
Yeah.
But other people saying that DALLERA looks like Luis Colazo a bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I see it. No tattoos in the head, but yeah, I see it.
Good exchange here. Been a lot of work on the inside. Marron grabbing onto that glove there.
Holding
Good
on
little
to
move
it.
there, right?
Little veteran move there.
So he comes forward now on the attack
and he continues to do it.
Yeah, I've noticed he'll land a series of punches, will clinch up.
And then work off of it. Once again, veteran move.
How do you combat that, Chris? Kevin. How do you combat that when you have a guy that's throwing punches, clinching, throwing punches, clinching?
You could time his clinch, honestly, and just back up, let him fall on nothing, and really fall into a punch. Back step and come with an uppercut.
Oh, tap!
Wow.
It's DALLERA.
Wow.
His move back now is he's having to hold. He's bouncing around, making sure that his feet are under him. So we see the unraveling now of DALLERA as he's clinching up once more. Marron pressuring, gets tagged by a hook. Didn't seem to affect him. Avoids that punch. Throws a series of combinations that's backing up DALLERA. DALLERA answering back as he's forced to clinch once more. Wisely turns around Marron. But MARRON Jr. pot-shotting, coming forward, landing good punches. DALLERA looks tired.
I think you're right, Marcos. He's taking the worst of this.
Stop.
The
Always
short
wanna
little
yell
body
out.
shots, too.
Yeah, I always want to yell out hammer time when the refs say stop. 30 seconds left in this round number 3. Jorge MARRON Jr. in control. As the crowd now getting behind him. A lot of work here on the clinch. As DALLERA with an open mouth, breathing hard, fatigue setting in big time for him. How's that feel, Kevin? When you're gassed in a fight, you're breathing hard, what do you have to do to keep on going? Because it's barely the 3rd round. It's 2 more rounds in the fight plus this one, 3 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, judging from his standpoint, because everybody responds to that differently again. I mean, I know I kind of keep going back to that, but it's true, and that's what separates people. But judging from his standpoint, I think rest is the only thing that that he really wants in this particular standpoint. But
so he's gonna have to grab hold, take whatever break that he can get.
Yeah, and we kind of already see that going on. A lot of backing up, you know, kind of just creating distance, you know, just kind of get that extra breath, you know, of rest, you know, and clinch whenever you can.
Oh, that was an odd thing to see. The corner of DALLERA helping him up just right now. He pulled him up.
Yeah, the body language as he went back from the last round wasn't good, Marcos.
Boy, he's coming out swinging for sure, but he's swinging and he's missing big as MARRON now.
And what I always tell young fighters is that's what wears on you more, is making a guy miss. Making a guy miss. Nobody practices missing. You always practice hitting the bag, hitting the mitts, hitting the double end bag. You don't practice missing.
Well,
that'll wear on you more than anything.
Well, he's making a miss, but he needs to make him pay as well. DALLERA, a little bit more energy coming into this round. It might be coming into his 2nd win as MARRON just making him miss big. Showing good skills, good head movement.
Like you said, making him miss big, but you're right. He has to make him pay.
Counter there from MARRON Jr. Fouls it up with a 1-2. Continues to be the aggressor in this fight. And even in the clinch, very active. In high school, we'd call that move a wizard. He has a wizard on the inside, which is pretty much putting your hand under the armpit and holding it there so your opponent can't move, can't turn.
Has no leverage, yes.
1-2.
Beautiful 1-2 right there by MARRON.
But he got to follow it up with a side of Coke. Give him that 3-piece.
You started too late with the punch today, Marcos. Too late.
We got 1 more fight left, Chris. What are you talking about?
Well, that's why we were too late. We're already 4 in.
It seems that whatever fatigue DALLERA was feeling in the last round, he might have, like I mentioned earlier, came into his 2nd win.
Yeah, he got a boost of energy somehow.
When does that usually work in for you, Kevin, your 2nd win?
Man,
midway through a fight, right?
I think once the fight peak has starting to drop from like a particular peak, I think that's when you really honestly start getting your 2nd win, because like everything leading into that peak rushes you to get tired. You know what I mean? And after that's over and it's kind of like on a downhill side, you start going into your 2nd win at that point, which might lead to another peak actually, honestly, in the fight later.
So we're in round number 4. MARRON in control of this fight, right, Chris?
Yes, definitely well in control of this fight. Kind of frustrating Dallera a little bit. Kind of what I said at the beginning, that he was going to box. He came out kind of pressuring. Now he went back to what he normally does, and he's boxing. And he's doing a very good job of it, too, making Dallera miss big.
Now, are you surprised at all, Kevin, that Dallera was fatigued in the earlier rounds, given that it's a 6-round fight? Could the jet lag maybe be playing a part in this?
Yeah, but you know, you're a professional at this standpoint. You know, there's no excuses for like not being prepared. I mean, you knew what you were getting into. You know, it's hard to have sympathy for a professional. You know what I mean? So
as we see the corner of Dallera helping him out to his feet once more. I've never seen that ever before, Chris.
To help him up?
Yeah, I've never seen. You've seen that corner do that ever?
I'm seeing it now, but the less you have to exert, the better, I guess. I don't really know what to say about that.
And Dallera's trying for all he can. It's just he's too slow. I don't see these punches coming.
He's definitely trying.
Slips a 1-2, responds with the hook. That punch to the body did land from Dallera. And these punches are exerting a lot of energy from him. These are punches that he's putting everything into, and he's missing big. Dallera now with his hands down. Forced to clinch once more. And Chris, the clinch work as well gets you extremely tired in a fight.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling, like tussling, it is difficult. It's going to wear out your muscles a little bit more.
Good work here from Marron. Little touch punches. 1-2. Work on the inside, slips that punch. See if he could turn Dallera, and he does.
Yeah, I like the defensive skills by Marron Jr. here.
Good
body shots. They were right under us there, Marcos. Those hurt.
Clean punches from Marron. He's having a field day, just picking apart Dallera looks off balance. The ref coming in, saving him. He seemed off balance there, didn't he, Chris?
He hit him with a clean left straight. I want to see it again on the replay. But if the ropes hold you up, Marcos, it's a knockdown. I believe the ropes held him up, and it was a good straight left.
First knockdown of the fight for Jorge Marron Jr. It's been all him through the first 4 rounds. He's been displaying his movement, his slickness, his boxing. Been pressing forward but not getting hit, avoiding the big punches of Dallera. A lot of inside work as well, but overall, Dallera just hitting air for the most part. Keeping Dallera at the end of that stick there, Kevin. Why is he able to avoid some of these punches?
Yeah, I mean, he's keeping his length while being effective. I mean, that's realistically like one of the best things you can do. That's putting yourself in the best position to hit and not be hit. When you can hit a guy at a distance and he can't hit you back.
10 seconds.
And he's landing those jabs effectively as well. Those jabs are actually like got some power behind it.
6th and final round coming up here in our co-main event. We're watching Jorge Marron Jr. taking on Gonzalo Dallera. Dallera touching the canvas just now. Don't know if we can get a replay to see exactly if Dallera was going to fall into the ropes or.
Yeah, I'd like to see it again, Marcos, but I believe I saw a crisp left straight by Jorge Marron and an off-balance fighter in Dallera.
Round number 6, your final round.
Here we go. Final round here between Jorge Marron Jr. and Gonzalo Dallera. Let's see if Gonzalo Dallera could pull something out of his hat. Just seemed to be punching air at this point. Look at this little move that he's doing right here, holding onto the rope.
Yeah.
Bernard Hopkins taught me that move in one of the interviews I had. So that's a really tricky veteran move there.
That's frustration right there, Marcos, more than anything.
Well, he doesn't want him moving on him because he can't hit him.
Yeah. But it was just, again, a little burst of energy after that break. And right back to getting touched up by Marron Jr.
One thing, though, these punches are effective punches, point punches, but I think the power's too much there on Marron's part.
Stop, no punch.
Repeat it.
The power in Marron's punches, I don't think he's
you don't think
leveraging his shots.
Okay, you don't think it's there?
Yeah.
I see what you mean now. Maybe, yeah, he's not putting too much into it. You got to give him some type of power because he's making his opponent back up. But it might not be that one-punch knockout power.
Well, he isn't turning his body enough. He isn't putting enough torque on his body to throw the full amount of power that he actually has. But, I mean, I still agree with you, Chris. Like, he is at least putting enough in his punches to, you know, but not as much as he could be.
I think that has a lot to do with him being a defensive fighter as well.
Yeah,
you know, because he's always ready for that defense, that defensive move. So you're not going to put in everything you have into one shot.
Correct.
Into any shot.
So we're now in the final minute of this last round. Dallera knocked down in the 5th. Down big on the scorecards. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to pull out something drastic as he eats a straight right there. And immediately does the smart thing, clinches up.
Every time Marron Jr. lands a good shot, Dallera does the right thing. It just ties him up. Doesn't give him that momentum.
Marron good in the clinch as well. Attempting to spin Dallera out. They might fall through the ropes right there. Solid performance by this young kid from Lakeside, California. A strong closing here to the final round as Marron stalking Dallera, and Dallera closing out the round with the clinch. Both fighters embracing a solid performance and an impressive one by Jorge Marron Jr.
Yeah, good performance by the hometown boy. You know, excellent boxing skills, Marcos. There's really not much you can say other than that is the boxing skill is there.
We still have one fight left on the card. Coming your way, folks, main event. So we await the decision from the judges. Kevin Torres set to fight Andrew Rodgers, and Kevin Torres, big knockout puncher, don't want to blink in his fights. Has had huge knockout wins in his fights in the past in Mexico at the Big Punch Arena. He is our main event. As we're moments away from the judge's decision here in our co-main event between Jorge Marron and Gonzalo Dallera. But Chris, it was Marron's fight. He won.
Yes, very convincingly, not easily, but very convincingly. 6 rounds to 0. He won pretty much every second of that fight, but he earned it. He earned it from a hard opponent like Dallera.
Let's take it now to Pablo Flores to get the official decision for this fight.
And ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Después de 6 rounds de combate, tenemos la decisión de los jueces. All three judges, los tres jueces, Pat Russell, Alejandro Rochin, and Jose Cobian have the same scores of 60-53. Los tres coinciden en números 60-53. For your winner, by the way, of unanimous decision, su vencedor por la vía de la decisión unánime, Lakeside, California, USA, Jorge MARRON Jr.
Solid win here from Jorge Marron Jr., who now improves his record to 16-1. A dominant performance where he showed his movement and his boxing skills. Kevin, what do you take away from his performance?
Once again, poised. He showed that he's willing to go in and like take care of business if he sees that his man is hurt. You know, a lot of guys don't got that killer instinct. He definitely has the killer instinct. But I think more so for Marron, rather than the positive, I like to talk about things that I would like to see him do better in, which is be a little more active early rather than setting up his punches and kind of waiting a little bit.
Chris, what do you make away from this performance tonight?
It was a very good performance. The fact that he was able to make his opponent miss and counter. You know, he pressured. I didn't expect him to pressure, and he did. So it just kind of shows that he's improving his game from the last time I saw him.
Thank you so much for being part of this project. Don't miss out for our after party. We'll be celebrating Bobby's birthday in the back of the ballroom with live mariachi music and great promotions on the drinks. Vamos a tener una gran fiesta terminándose con Bobby. Les vamos a ver aquí afuera en el patio para celebrar con Bobby D su cumpleaños. Vamos a tener en vivo música de mariachi, así que están todos invitados. Bobby D va a invitar todos los tragos. Bobby's buying tonight.
How did that feel making weight at 140?
I feel good right now, you know. I feel just as if I was making 145, 143. And I think it's due to the diet, you know. I was just a little more strict on the diet. I ran just a little bit more. And, you know, I feel light, but I feel strong and I'm ready.
Let's talk about how training camp went. How did it go? First of all, how did it go? And then, was there anything specific you were working on for this camp?
Camp went very well. We incorporated, you know, swimming, you know, running, different types of running, sprints, long distance, hills, mountains. You know, we got our sparring in, including rising superstar Ryan Garcia. Got some sparring in with him. So, you know, I got top level training, and, you know, this is the best camp I've ever had.
Let's talk about that, because I saw you posting on that. How was it sparring with Ryan Garcia? Man, that guy's got quick hands.
It was good. He's quick, you know, but it's not all about his quickness. He's actually really smart in there. His ring IQ is really good, and I think that forced me to concentrate on my IQ as well and improve on my IQ. And so overall, you know, it was a great learning experience, and I feel more ready than ever.
In the ring, Andrew Rodgers from Elkhart, Indiana, doing a little shimmy here for the crowd. He has a tough task in front of him as he'll face the once defeated Kevin Torres, the Diamond Boy. So he makes his way to the ring right now. With his own little singer right here.
Oh, so he did come out to the mariachi officially, huh?
We see the musical guest friend. Oh, he's gonna keep going. Okay. I'll let the man sing.
I don't know at all, but I'm actually quite sure this guy is his brother. They look just alike.
Y de sus hombres, pues que podría decirles que son amigos y nobles en verdad. Y si te olviden sus típicas arañas, qué lindo es todo lo que hay en Mazatlán. Ay, qué bonito el paseo del Centenario. Ay, qué bonita también su catedral. Ay, que hasta un pobre se siente millonario. Aquí la vida se pasa sin llorar. Yo soy pureño, nací de aquí muy lejos. Y sin embargo, les digo en mi cantar que tienen todos ustedes un orgullo. El gran orgullo de ser de Mazatlán. ¡Ese grito mexicano!
All right, Mariachi Volume 1 coming to you guys this summer, next summer.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to rock and roll with our main event of the evening. 6 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. Damas y caballeros, este es el combate estelar de esta noche. 6 rounds de combate en la división de peso super ligero. It is brought to you by Bobby D Presents, Borizteca Boxing Promotions in association with San Diego House of Boxing and San Diego's Mossy Ford Dealers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the fighters are ready, the officials are ready. San Diego, California, are you ready? For the boxing fans in attendance and the thousands watching around the world, VIB, the best in boxing. We are live from the 4 Points by Sheraton in America's finest city, San Diego, California, USA. Ajusten sus cinturones. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing black and red. He officially weighs in at 140 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, con pantaloncillo color negro con rojo, con un peso de 140 libras. In 13 professional bouts, he stands with 4 victories against 7 losses, 2 draws, and 2 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 4 victorias, 7 derrotas, 2 empates y esas victorias por la vía del cloroformo. Hailing out of Elkhart, Indiana, USA, Andrew Chucky Rodgers. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner, wearing black with blue and silver. He officially weighs in the same 140 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, con pantaloncillo de color negro con azul y plata, con un peso idéntico de 140 libras. He stands with 16 professional bouts, 14 victories, 1 lone defeat, 1 draw, and 13 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta 16 combates profesionales, 14 victorias, 1 derrota, 1 empate y 13 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. From Bellingham, Washington, with blood running in his veins. From Mazatlán, Sinaloa, Mexico, the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres. To give out the final instructions, your referee, Jose Cobian. 6 rounds. 6 rounds.
I already give you instructions at the dressing room. Ya le hice cosas a sus esquinas. Touch him up and come back with the belt. Good luck.
Your judges scoring, Pat Russell, Alejandro Rochin, and Angel Mendez. 6 rounds, 6 rounds.
All right, here we go. Main event underway. Let's go.
Kevin Torres, Andrew Rodgers, set to do battle right now. 14-1-1 is Torres. Andrew Rodgers, 4-7-2. Let's see what kind of challenge he'll bring. Rodgers, a very defensive-minded fighter, very weird, awkward style. Torres, known as a big KO puncher. Round 1 underway. Here we go.
Like you said, Marco's a very defensive fighter, giving a lot of guys trouble. All of his opponents, or excuse me, all of his losses have been to opponents with 0 losses or 1 loss. So he's a guy that's here to test you. He's here to test everybody.
It's a different look for Kevin Torres. Can't recall a opponent that's had a very slick and tricky style that he's faced up to this point in his young career.
So his only loss was to a gentleman that did outbox him, was rangy, was boxing, was moving. Take for granted he was a southpaw as well. Aside from the movement, see if Kevin Torres can decipher that puzzle that Andrew Rodgers presents today.
Torres is a guy that's always going to come forward. He's going to always want to set up his power punches. Very big for the weight division at 140 pounds, Kevin.
Yeah, extremely. That's one of the things that's always been like very shocking to a lot of guys when they see Kevin. I said like, he's huge. You know, they can't believe that he's that in that particular weight class. But I mean, at the end of the day, everybody has different genetic makeups, and he's just as specialized in this particular area.
It's taken time for Kevin to go ahead and move down to this division at 140 pounds. This wasn't an overnight process. It's something that's taken quite some time for him. So coming.
Yeah, he started off as a welterweight, I believe. He started doing catch weights, 44, 43, eventually making it down right to 40, Marcos. That's good. He can contend for a world title at 140 pounds.
Yeah, there's no body fat on him, man. He's ripped up. Corners Chucky Rodgers. Rodgers able to evade those power punches that were being launched by Torres as Torres continues to stalk Rodgers. Quick movement from him. So he lands that jab on the back foot.
Like I said, Rodgers is not going to stand there with him. Kevin Torres, you know, the reason why he knocks dudes out because they sit there with them. They stand there with them. You know, they want to go toe-to-toe. Rodgers is not going to do that here tonight.
Yeah, Rodgers doing a great job of just slipping these punches. I'm really impressed by his movement and his ability to be able to take the power punches away from Kevin Torres. It's coming to the final 10 seconds of this round number 1. Our main event here at the Sheraton in San Diego. This is the Best in Boxing on Fight Up TV.
And like you guys said, Rodgers coming with a very defensive style. Obviously, a lot of bouncing. His movement being his style. You know, I think he's still trying to find his offense in the fight at the same time. No, he didn't land too many punches in his fight. So maybe this second round he might find a way to settle down a little bit more and create a little offense.
Yeah, he needs to open up a little bit more. He did make Kevin miss, but you can't win a fight by making the guy miss.
Correct.
You know, you need to land your own shots. So therefore that round closely won by Torres.
Unless you're Willie Pep, you're able to win a round by not throwing a punch and making a miss.
Yeah, even in this replay, we see 2 shots, 3 well, even that last shot kind of clipped him, but majority of those shots coming from Kevin missing.
Though it was enough to win the round.
Marcos.
I'm
no
question.
I'm going to say that about 90% of your viewers here tonight do not know who Willie Pep is.
You never know. We got a very educated boxing audience out there. Will-o-wisp.
Maybe I'll get shunned in the comments. We'll see.
Kevin Torres trying to cut the ring off.
Good shot.
Stop the movement of Andrew Chucky Rodgers. Rodgers wanting to use every single inch of that ring as he counters well, lands a right.
A little bit of background information about Rodgers. A lot of people may not know, but he actually had his boxing career kind of on pause for a little bit because he was involved in a shooting, or he was a victim of a shooting. And I'm glad to see that he recovered from that, and he's pursuing his career again. So big kudos to him for, you know.
Ooh, big shot there that sends Rodgers to the floor.
That was 100% low.
That was 100%
That was 100% low.
You are correct.
4, 5, 6. It was right here in the stomach. Get up. Get up. You need to continue fighting. Time. No.
So Rodgers.
That was a brutal shot.
In a lot of pain.
That was a brutal low blow.
Yeah.
Brutal low blow.
Trying to shake it off. Should be allowed his 5 minutes in the case of a low blow to be able to shake off the pain.
Typically the ref gives you 5 minutes. Give him 10, ref. That was a hard shot.
Okay. Come here. 1 point.
Oh! That's huge. 1 point being deducted now from Kevin Torres for a low blow here in round number 2.
I think that's a horrible decision.
You know, this is the second time we see the referee do that with no warnings. But granted, that was a very hard low blow.
See if that makes Torres hyper-aggressive now to try to make up for that.
That was a good clean body shot by Kevin Torres there. Another clean body shot.
Very.
It's both the fighters swinging big but not connecting so far. Torres continuing to push forward.
You know, but Rodgers showing a lot of, you know, just ability to get out of there. He is. Like, his defense is actually helped. Didn't miss that body shot right there.
That was all Torres to the body right there.
100%. It sounded like he was hitting the actual body bag.
Torres just looking for that one shot to put Rodgers away.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult when
hit in the
somebody's
back.
moving so much, Marcos. Rodgers is such a good mover. So the only way that Torres can kind of slow him down is just to jab him to the body. Every time he goes to his left or to his right, let's say Rodgers goes to his right, stop him with the left hook. Throw the left hook. Just make him know that it's there. He's going to his left, throw your right hand. Make him know that it's there. You know, maybe that'll stop him a little bit.
Yeah, and you got to cut the ring off at the end of the day. You know, you can't follow the guy. The more you follow him, the more he's going to continue to do what he's doing. You got to put a halt in his movement to the point that he thinks, I don't know what else to do. You got to confuse his movement.
Yeah, you definitely have to cut off the ring. That's the main part.
So we take a look now at the low blow in question here. Torres.
I don't think I really don't think it was in question. I saw
felt that
it,
one.
and it was a pretty bad low blow.
Well, the refs seemed to be doing some sort of count at first. Eesh.
I don't know if it warranted a point deduction right away, but it was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Gonna want to get that checked out after.
Call the doctor.
Yeah, those are the jewels there. We get in round number 2.
And Marcos, that'll take away your legs too. If you're getting, it's almost like getting hit, or it's not almost, it is. It's like getting hit with a really bad body shot. You know, you're getting a low blow.
Can you recover in a span of 30 seconds to a minute from something like that?
He should have taken all 5 minutes, but it's a difficult recovery, even with the 5 minutes.
Kevin Torres looking to build momentum, make his way into more meaningful fights against a higher level competition, but he's a tricky opponent here. As the referee warns him for...
He must not have seen any Sweet Pea Sweet Pea clips.
Yeah, that was
like
out.
That was a quick knee taken by Kevin. I don't know if it was off balance.
It looked like he was off balance.
He lands a good shot.
Wait. Step back.
As a fighter, stylistically, this has to be one of the most challenging styles you can be put up against, right, guys?
Yeah, no question. You got a guy that's a mover. You know, it's a defensive-minded fighter. And you got a guy that is just a big puncher.
Ooh, big counter there from Torres. Follows it up to the body. Power jab from him as he has Rodgers on his back foot. Rodgers responding well to the punches. He's taking them well.
He is.
Folks, we're here ringside, and these punches, the thud, the noise coming from them each time Torres lands. Eesh.
He's losing his composure a lot, though. His movement is slowed down, Rodgers, that is. I think those body shots from Kevin Torres are definitely taking their toll and affecting Rodgers a lot right now. But Rodgers has to think about, if he has come here to win, he has to think about, how do I win this fight, not how do I survive in this fight.
Rodgers slipping up a bit there. Torres taking advantage of it now, pounding away to the body as Rodgers moves away from that.
Torres doing the right thing, cutting off the ring, moving his head, sticking behind the jab, and when he gets there, he's attacking the body.
So coming in the last seconds of this round number 3, Kevin Torres has been the one so far pressing the action. Starting to connect a bit more now on these punches from an Andrew Chucky Rodgers that hasn't had much power on the punches to be able to keep Torres off of him.
No, not at all, and it's because he's moving a little, probably a bit much, or not throwing his punches from a solid place.
Chris, is Torres doing the right things to be able to stop an opponent that has a weird, awkward defensive style like Chucky Rodgers? Do you think eventually he'll be able to break him down if he's able to cut the ring off and bang away to the body that he has been doing?
If he continues, like you said, if he continues to go to the body and break down that body, yes, he's going to be able to be successful. That's why, as a corner, you say that. Go to his body. Why? Because you have the guy moving. You want to stop him from moving. Take his body. Take his legs. The head will fall.
So we get round number 4 here. Our main event of the evening, Kevin Torres taking on Andrew Rodgers.
And a quick shot by Rodgers there to start the round.
Torres, power puncher, don't want to blink. Can end a fight at any moment. Rodgers making sure that does not happen to him.
See, Kevin Torres, he has the habit of following his
big
opponent.
punch there landed by both fighters.
Like right now, he should be going the opposite way to cut off his opponent right now. Not just follow. If he did that, then it would be a lot of success in terms of his opponent being confused and his movement being thrown off altogether. And then at that point, Kevin, I believe, being the fighter that he is, a puncher, will have him exactly in the position that he wants him to land that big shot.
The crowd now coming alive for Kevin Torres. Evades an uppercut from Rodgers. Torres, good job so far of pressuring, but not finding the mark at times. Very difficult opponent in front of him, one that has been able to avoid the better punches of Kevin Torres.
And Rodgers is in shape, man. He continues to move laterally, side to side, over and over. He hasn't given Kevin Torres the opportunity to let his hands go in the corners.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking of, Chris. I was just thinking about him basically moving like this for the majority of the fight, because you know that Kevin's going to come forward and he's going to come and do this to you, especially knowing that you're a defensive fighter, because that seems to be the formula. Fighting a defensive fighter is pressure, pressure, pressure.
Yeah. And at times it's effective, and at times it's ineffective pressure by Kevin Torres. But when he lets Rodgers just circle and circle and circle, and not cutting him off.
Torres missing with his combinations. Rodgers just leaning there. Needs to be careful he doesn't get clipped with an overhand. As he gets out of that corner. Gets clipped by a hook. Rodgers firing back, countering well.
And for the first time, I think I see Rodgers a little bit hurt.
Rodgers giving a look at Torres right there at the end of the round. Ice being put on the face of Kevin Torres. Winning all these rounds so far, I feel, with his pressure, with his work to the body, but having difficulties in there with an opponent that's very, very tricky, and Andrew Rodgers. So we begin round number 5, 6 rounds scheduled in the super lightweight division. Kevin Torres, our main eventer, looking to improve his record on a 4-fight win streak, looking for win number 5, hoping to get a big knockout. 3-pump combination from him. Rodgers answering back with punches on his own. Rodgers needs to be careful with leaving that lead hand down. Doesn't want to get clipped with the hook. Hook from Torres going to put him down. Rodgers missing there with a big punch. Torres responding, digs down to the body, fouls it up. Torres being successful with this pressure at this point. Rodgers, it's tough, man. Let me tell you, Chris, it's tough when you have a guy that's on you like Torres, could punch hard, and you can't keep him off of you because you don't have the power to keep him off of you.
Yeah, you can't keep him off you. So once again, he was showing the fact that he was in shape first few rounds, but now it doesn't seem like he is. It's wearing on him. That pressure is wearing on him.
Stop. Step back. Step back.
Rodgers doesn't want to let go.
You're holding. Let's go. Fight.
Rodgers now standing a little bit more in the pocket, still moving though. Throws the jabs at the body. Gets countered there, does Torres. But Kevin, Rodgers is looking like he is starting to slow down a bit.
Yeah, I think he's going by the pace of the bout itself. Actually, I think Kevin isn't pressing him as much at this moment, so I don't think he feels in his own mind that he has to move as much.
Jabs traded by both fighters. Hook there lands for Torres, but not flush. The final seconds now of round number 5. Torres continuing to pressure on his opponent as Rodgers appears to not be too affected by the power punching of his opponent, but seemingly losing on the scorecards overall in this fight. So we take a look back at some of the action from round number 5. Kevin Torres setting up a straight, lands flush, misses with the hook. It's been a tricky style for him so far up to this point. Has had some success with pressuring forward, being effective with that pressure and cutting off the ring, but at times though, missing big. As we come down to the final round, our main event, Kevin Torres taking on Andrew Rodgers. Here at the 4 Point Sheridan live on Fight Up TV. Torres looking to get the 15th win of his career. Trying as much as he can to knock out his opponent. But Rodgers, though losing, hasn't been a target that Torres can fully put all his weight down and put all his power behind his punches. No, Chris, what does Kevin need to do in the future to be able to stop a guy like this?
Well, first, he's going to look at what went wrong in this fight, and it's just the fact that he let Rodgers move, and constantly move. You know what I mean? He didn't cut him off. He didn't set any traps. He didn't really put his hands together. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the telecast, this is the type of fight that we haven't seen Kevin Torres, or the type of fighter that we haven't seen Kevin Torres fight. And he's having a slightly hard time. He's winning the bout, but he's having a hard time.
Rodgers doing a little shimmy there, doing a little dance with Torres. Been dancing all night, though. Looking pretty at times, at other times getting caught by the punches of Torres.
This might be the best round of Rodgers. He might not be winning it, but this is the best he's looked so far.
Do you agree with that, Kevin?
I totally agree. But I think it's just because it's you know, fatigue is obviously set in, you know, last round. A little showboat action.
Rodgers showboating, yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, it's the last round. You know, Kevin know he's won. I mean, he still has his foot on the gas, obviously, as we see. But, you know, he know he has it in the bag, so.
Good series of counters from Rodgers. Torres tapping his glove, saying, hey, let's go. As he's now letting his hands go here. Has Rodgers in the corner. Rodgers just big punches there from Torres.
And as I said, he was winning the fight. I mean, the round, Marcos. Kevin Torres go ahead and takes it right back. You can't have it, sir.
You know,
final 10 seconds here. 4-point Sheridan, our main event. Kevin Torres, Andrew Rodgers. 6 rounds are up and in the books. Both fighters acknowledging each other. Good sportsmanship there. Good effort by both fighters.
And I would say a clean sweep for Mr. Kevin Torres.
Rodgers on the ropes.
A win for him was not getting knocked out. I think that's why he did that.
You know what, though? I'll be honest. I was impressed by the defense and the movement of Rodgers.
I agree with that.
That, to me, is the hardest thing to do in a boxing fight. And I think the most skillful, highest skillful thing that you could show as a boxer.
I definitely agree. I definitely also was impressed with his defense. I think he did a great job avoiding a lot of big punches that probably would have really put him down early in the fight.
You're right. You know, he evaded a lot of shots, but you have to punch and you have to throw in order to win fights. You know.
Yeah.
So he just got outworked.
Yeah, no question. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, this is a fight.
Yeah.
You know,
you only
a
win
lot of
by
people,
punching,
you know,
Kevin.
a lot of people want to, you know, don't want to take punishment. They want to be defensive, but at the end of the day, you have to hit your opponent.
Kevin Torres acknowledging his supporters, fans in the crowd, confident that a win will go his way and that he'll get his 15th professional win inside the squared circle, as the scorecards have now been rendered. We're awaiting now the official decision from our ring announcer, Pablo Flores. Pablo, you ready? Take it away.
Damas y caballeros, después de 6 rounds de combate, tenemos la decisión de los jueces. After 6 rounds of boxing, we now have the judges' scorecards. Los 3 jueces, all 3 judges, Pat Russell, Alejandro Rochin, and Angel Ramos, have the same scores of 59 to 54. Coinciden en número 59 a 54 los 3 jueces. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su ganador por la vía de la decisión unánime, Bellingham, Washington, and Mazatlán, Sinaloa, the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres.
Can't help but chuckle. Andrew Roberts had his hands up. He thought he won the fight.
Not just that, but he stepped in front of the camera.
You can't knock the hustle, man.
Yeah.
Right? You can't knock the hustle.
Like, I'm going to feel like a victor today somehow, some way.
Well, you mentioned maybe, you know, him not getting knocked out, not being put down is more of a moral victory for him against such a big puncher in Kevin Torres.
Absolutely. And for all the viewers like watching, you know, on YouTube and everything like that, you know, seeing Kevin, you know, obviously he's a, you know, a built guy, you know, so yeah, I think he's extremely happy with not getting knocked out by a guy like that.
Thank you so much, Lucy Bernie, CEO of the Fort Twins by Sheraton, for the hospitality. Thank you to the California State Athletic Commission. The fighters, their gyms, boxing fans, friends and families. We'll see you around. My name is Torres. Keep me up on social media. Pablo The Voice on Instagram, Pablo Voice Official on Facebook. Good night. See you soon and God bless. Nos vemos hasta la próxima.
Against his opponent in Andrew Rodgers, as we're here live now at the 4 Points Sheridan and being joined with Chris Martin and Kevin Otley. Coming in camera right here. Hey, this was a big test, you guys, for Kevin Torres. The style that he hadn't seen before in the ring gave him some trouble in there. What'd you make of his win here tonight, Chris?
Well, he definitely passed the test, Marcos. He's going to look back at this. He's going to notice a few things that he needed to do. He needed to cut off the ring, throw a little bit more shots, go to Rodgers' body a little bit more. Rodgers had some success in his defense, not so much in his offense. You know, so I give him kudos and credit for his defense, but he needs to pick up his work output next time.
And Kevin, in what I thought was the fight of the night, VALDOVINOS going up against Giovanni Gonzalez. Gonzalez felt he won the fight. It was a very close fight. We saw a point deduction. What'd you make from that performance?
Yeah, I mean, as we said, leading up to the fight, it was a lot of bad blood between these two guys. I guess we got a little bit of a rivalry on our hands between Stockton and San Diego. Nonetheless, Gonzalez, he went in there and he gave his all. We seen every round he went out and he wanted to truly win the fight. You know, so he is in the right mindset to believe that he won the fight. You know, at the end of the day, me personally, I would have been okay with a draw. You know, I would love to see these two guys go at it again. But at the end of the day, also we've seen RICARDO, VALDOVINOS, I'm sorry guys. But he went out there bleeding, blood coming everywhere, and he gave his soul into this fight. And maybe that actually was the little bit of edge that the judges like to see that ended up giving him the fight, you know. So at the end of the day, I would love to see it run back between these two guys. I think it was an amazing competitive fight between them, and hopefully we see it again.
I noticed that Giovanni Gonzalez came over and spoke to you. What did he tell you?
Well, he was just saying, hey, I hadn't seen him in a while and anything like that. I just congratulated him, you know, on his competitiveness and everything of the fight. Obviously, him and his camp felt like they won the fight. I got messages on my phone, you know, from various people. But at the end of the day, he's a competitor, you know, and he's come from a competitive atmosphere where they're winners and they know that they have what it takes to win, and they feel like they won this fight. So that's what's coming from their side.
Well, that wraps up a night filled of action here at the 4 Points Sheridan Hotel in San Diego, California. For my co-hosts, Kevin Otley and Chris Martin, I'm Marcos Villegas, and I thank you for watching us over here on Fight Up TV, this Friday night fight edition of The Fights here from San Diego. With that being said, have a good night and take care.